my social security number is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, tell us, dude.
Do it.
All right, we should be live very soon.
Oh yeah.
Theoretically, we're live right now.
We could be.
Not on my screen.
You never know. Always possible.
That Uber Eats ad.
Okay, we are live. Hello,
There we are.
everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Digimon Beatbreak Breakdown. This is episode 38, Wilted Rose. I hope you guys are all doing well. Diabolical title name, by the way, Nick
Thank
T.
you.
Great
Thank you.
job on that one. We got a great show for you guys tonight. We are going to be breaking down the opening episode of the Kyo arc, which I believe is going to be the penultimate arc here of Digimon Beatbreak. At least it certainly feels like it could be. Man, we've got a lot to get into. It's pretty unbelievable that like not much happened, and maybe that's a little bit of an overstatement for episode 37, which is an arc finale. I would say not much happened in the sense of expectations for an arc finale. And for an arc opening episode, so much stuff happened. The amount of stuff that this episode threw at us was just unbelievable. And I can't wait to break it down. I can't wait to get into it. We got a team here today that's going to discuss. I believe DJ may be joining us in a little bit as well. So we got a lot of people here. Nick T, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing excellent, my friend. We're doing great.
Good. Dredger, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Pete, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. And Dak the Unstoppable, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Unstoppable.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, my friend. It is great that you boys are joining the podcast tonight, doing this podcast with me. I greatly appreciate all of you. Shout out to Calibro and DJ as well. We'll see if either of them can pop in at any point. But yeah, before we get into the episode, and there is so much to go into, I do want to thank everybody who donated and or super chatted in last week's episode. Huge thank you to Ice Aiden, That One Guy Legit, That Man, Goose, Gravity Hero, and Dark Emperor J. Special thank you to That One Guy Legit who did donate a very generous amount. If you do want to donate to the show, there's no mandatory donation or expectation or anything like that. You can use the link in the description, or you can use the super chat function on YouTube. I'm just grateful you're here. That's really all that matters to me. Boys,
Oh yeah.
38. I've been waiting since Monday morning when I watched this episode for this podcast to talk to you guys. Who wants to get us started?
Why don't you start us off, man?
Thank you. Pete.
Yeah,
never start us off.
I think Dylan, I think you're going to start us off.
I'll be
you
more
guys-
than happy. I'll be more than
Oh,
happy.
thank
Start
you.
us off.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Wow. Okay, well, you know what?
Look at that
Perfect
time.
timing.
Yeah,
let's,
look at
let's switch this over. So before I start off, DJ, you are on stream. DJ, how are you doing, man?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. DJ, your mic sounds sus.
Hate this thing.
Every time it auto defaults.
You might need to go back to the car.
Is this better?
Much better.
Oh
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
That was way
That's
better.
how we handle tech issues on this show on the fly. DJ, it's great to see you, and I hope you're having a great night.
Gotcha, Cal.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's great.
It
Yeah,
sounds
yes,
fine.
sir.
Yep.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, while DJ tinkers with his audio settings, DJ, that's a beautiful house, by the way. You got a great house there.
Thanks.
You're
You're so sweet.
You're welcome. I am very excited to talk this episode. There was a lot of things that Gift kind of just left, and I didn't really know if they were ever going to like touch on it again. Like the element that we saw within Mephismon, I had a feeling that was going to
Dude.
be a big plot point. We talked about that extensively at the end of the show last week, or really during the show last week. But a plot point that I did not know if we were going to ever see again was Kishiwada. The guy who was just there that never got like any explanation at all, who did have a reaction to Wong reacting to what we now know is called the white core, something that
Yes, sir.
is vital for his plans, as well as Tomura Tenma's brother's e-pulse. So, let the theories fly as to what, is needed out of those two. But obviously, the way I interpret that scene is, I guess if Wong's plans succeed, Tomura is never getting his brother back. Because the only way to save his brother is to get his e-pulse back. So already it's like, wow, if Wong goes through with these plans, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be evil on a scale regardless of, the life of Tenma's brother. But we do know that it would cost Tomura's brother his life. So I thought that whole white core thing was really interesting. And it's funny because we did talk about it very briefly last week about how Genjo is not the only new member of the 5 stars. And I think we forgot about that the water girl, Honika, that she is a newer member as well. And I don't think we've ever thought too much about who that former member was. I know we've talked about it a little bit here and there. I don't know if any of us thought that character was going to have a big impact on the story. Well, my friends, he is going to have a big impact on the story. You could already argue he has. Soji, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Soji, yeah.
Yeah. What a freaking debut. Not only does Kishiwada help him bust out of jail, but Soji kills Rose, or Cold Hearts Rose at least.
Cold Hearts Rose.
Although Kishiwada then says, I'll finish her off right after Rose was cold-hearted. So...
Sauce.
Yeah, I that was kind of interesting.
That's crazy.
But there's a chance that maybe there will be a permadeath there with Rose. I don't know if I think that's going to be the case, but I thought the implications there were pretty massive. And Soji, so obsessed with Kyo. And you could just tell as soon as he said to Rose, where is he? You're no match for me. There's only one person who's a match for me. I think we all knew instantly.
I didn't know.
Oh,
Well,
shit, this guy's talking about Kyo.
Knowing it's about Kyo makes it a little easier. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we all knew it had to be about him. And I love how he calls him Kyo the Golden too, because that's how he remembers Kyo. So I thought that was awesome. And another thing I have to say, and this is for my Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds fans out there, and I know a couple of you guys have seen 5Ds, it reminds me so much of the Yusei Kyoryu dynamic. So much. In which Yusei and Kyo both think their former friend has died, and their former friend has not died through, whatever means. I mean, we know with Kyoryu, it was through the Darksiders. I'm sure we'll learn about, Soji and why he did not die, or why there was a misunderstanding as to his fate, which I'm very interested to see. But not only does our characters here, whether it was Yusei or whether it was Kyo, now have to deal with the initial shock of, oh my God, this guy is not dead, my former friend that I've been mourning for all these years, but also this guy wants to kill me. This guy hates me and wants to kill me. And it's so interesting to me because Kyo and Soji are so different, but clearly Kyo has a very, if you're going to a gravesite 5 years after somebody has passed away, you have a ton of respect, I would say, for that person. And so it's so interesting to me that Kyo has that level of respect for a man like Soji, knowing what Soji does. He literally sees Digimon as tools to get stronger and feeds his weak Digimon to newer, stronger ones so that they can level up. Also, I believe the first character that controls multiple Digimon simultaneously. You're right, 3 at one point. So that is also crazy. This guy, I mean, talk about a debut episode to just make a character so freaking powerful to the point where I genuinely don't know if Kyo can beat this guy. That's how strong this guy is. And I view Kyo as one of the strongest, people in the Digimon users in this universe. And I feel like he is at a massive, massive disadvantage here. So another thing that I love, well, there's a lot of things. I want to try to keep it general. There's a lot of different topics we're going to go into. Genjo, a character I was clamoring for last week. He finally shows up. Finally. It's in a more minor role, but Wong says to him, I only want you to get involved if Rose fails. Well, Rose 10 minutes later is dead. So she's done. She's out of the picture. Genjo maybe is going to go after Soji. Maybe you have a situation where Genjo and Kyo have to work together. I don't know. I am so excited for the possibilities. What an amazing, amazing opening episode for this intro arc, which is, of course, titled the Kyo arc. I think we know it's only going to be 4 episodes. I think the next 3 episodes could be absolutely insane. And I love that there was still gift remnants left over from the gift arc, which is, amazing. Boys, Pete, I would love to start with you,
Yes.
mainly because, Soji just feels like he's your type of character, honestly,
yeah.
as you love your villain characters. I'd love to know your thoughts on episode 38, if you're as high on the episode as I am.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. It felt, and I mean this in a positive way, it felt like the longest episode ever, and it's just because there was so many things happening
Yeah.
that I was like trying to process, like, okay, wait, hold on, they just dropped an Easter egg there. I think I have a theory for that point. Okay, wait, she's dead? Like, what is happening? Like, it was just moment to moment there was something. And I think at the big, like, you get the intro, and then like as you get into like that, up until kind of the first, half break, where it does the little scene transition, you're like, all right, we're celebrating Kyo, we're celebrating Glowing Dawn. There's some interesting stuff here, cool. And that second half of the episode is just bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, the amount of things that happen in that part. Was I shocked with all the Rose stuff? Not as the episode was going on.
Sure.
I think you kind of knew she was cooked, and you look at a little bit of like the beginning part, right, where for whatever reason we talked about last week, she has just some unspeakable loyalty towards Chairman Wong. Like, we just don't know why. Like, she's so into proving herself, and like she's apologizing profusely at the beginning. And when a character has that kind of like desperate motivation to prove themselves after a failure that they had, it's going to lead to bad things.
Yeah.
And then you introduce a former 5-star where, I mean, this guy looks ridiculous in terms of not only just his demeanor, but his strength.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why either they thought he was dead or the death was covered up and he was thrown in prison, because probably even Wong couldn't control this guy. Like,
Sure.
he's not all there, right? Like, we can see that. Definitely, I like that as my type of character, right? From his musical theme to he has razor sharp teeth to he's feeding his former Digimon to his current Digimon. Now he's controlling the whole white core thing. It was just a crazy episode. And I'm super excited to dig into all the little nuances of this one.
Yeah, and there's so many. And I mean, there's so many different topics and talking points, and I've got a bunch listed out, and we're going to get into all of them. We'll definitely keep it generic thoughts here. Dredger, I'd love to know your thoughts on episode 38, if you thought as highly of the episode as Pete and I did.
Yeah, it was a really good episode, really strong episode. You both have hit kind of the nail right on the head. So much happened. I was thinking the same thing, Pete. As I'm watching, I'm like, there's still more time. Like, there's no, like we had a whole birthday celebrate, like, a whole, 2 years Glowing Dawn, so much stuff, so much information. Also, I will probably talk about it, but the name at the end, I was trying to figure out if I recognized the last name of Soji. I paused on and looked at him, and I was like, I don't know, but I have a feeling we're gonna find out why that last name means something very soon. As this, again, Dylan said, this is a mini arc of 4 episodes. But yeah, seeing the fear in Kyo's eyes almost, and the confusion when he sees Soji,
Chills.
was quite crazy. Yeah, I mean,
It's like you're seeing a ghost, Dredge. I mean, it really.
Yeah, they're definitely.
You think someone's dead for 5 years, and then they ambush you in a very safe place,
Yeah, I do think a little differently of going to the grave thing. I do think there's some guilt there. You said it was a sign of respect.
Could be guilt.
I do believe there's guilt there for something that happened, along with the respect. I think there's a combination. But yeah, also seeing, Rose's underlings attack Glowing Dawn, not realizing that clearly, they're not the cause of Rose's cold hearting, but they believe she is. And Maki getting the little egg. The Sabatama's going off 50 million credit bounty on Kyo is the highest bounty I've seen. So that'll be not surprisingly so as
yeah, they framed him. Yeah, they framed him.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. They framed him. And yeah, Kishiwada showing up again. Like there was just, the more you start to divulge this episode, there's just so many things, happening. Even Marine Devmon is technically it was a Digimon. I think one of the, I don't know if it was in the original show, but it was one of them. Marine Devmon, one of the Digimon that
oh really?
Shoji uses. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it was in a different show. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty confident. It looks very familiar. There was a Devmon as well, so I think it's Marine Devmon, and there was Devmon.
That is
Scalawag is saying season 2 of it. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, good memory.
But yeah, it's definitely it was a great episode, especially after some of the, I guess we'll argue, lacklusterness to the finale. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but there was a little lackluster. I think the build-up, we had expected so much. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun couple episodes. We're going to have to crack down on Kyo's future, see a Soji Kyo battle. Genjo might have to get involved now that Rose is gone. A lot of moving parts, keeps you on your toes, keeps you wanting the next episode. Very excited for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well said there, Dredge. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to get into. I feel like every time somebody's talking, they're mentioning something else, another like nook or cranny in regards to this episode. I mean, there's just so much. DJ, I want to throw it to you next because you were not here last week. So it's funny because, you were about to watch this episode and you were like, oh, is it better than last week's? And I said, much better. I'd love to know your thoughts on not only this episode, but also if you want to start with how you felt about the gift finale, which was episode 37.
Yeah. First, is my microphone good now?
Very good.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. So gift finale, I thought was a little underwhelming. I don't know how much of it was the actual finale and how much of it was my expectations.
Right.
I thought excuse me. I thought the action in the final fight was like lackluster. I think that was the worst part of it.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for a bigger showdown than what actually happened. I think that was honestly the worst part of it for me. I was looking forward to some cool action, and we didn't really get a ton.
Same.
But I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad episode. But this episode I thought was really, really strong. I loved the kind of playfulness in the beginning of Yoshi and the bartender lady having to hold Kyo back, like, oh, like, come on, like, keep him busy. We need to make more like figurines and, for the cake, more cake toppers. Like, and she's just blindly shopping for a party and pulls those glasses, with the mustache and then to just all of a sudden hit like a really, really dark like finish with this guy who's been supposedly dead for 5 years. He's got, like Pete said, the razor sharp teeth. He feeds Digimon to other Digimon. I thought it was like really, really cool. Cool like villain intro. Like, hey, here's this guy.
Yeah.
I always think it's a cool like character intro. I feel like it's an easy writing trope to just write in a character that used to be dead, or supposed to be dead, and all of a sudden shows up. Like it's an easy thing to do, to write a character into a show or back into a show, but I think if you do it well, it works well because you introduce like a cool sinister character and you're like, oh, this guy's sick. I don't even care that it was just like, everyone's got to have a backstory. I also like the parallel of when they were giving Kyo the cake, of his flashback back to his time at the 5 stars, where it was almost identical. I mean, they made cake toppers of everyone. So it does make me wonder if Kyo's time with the Glowing Dawn might be coming to an end.
Oh,
Could be.
I mean,
mic drop.
There's a reality where he gets taken out by this guy, isn't there?
Yeah,
I think so.
I genuinely think for the first time ever and that's why this episode I thought was so strong. For the first time ever in this show, I genuinely feel like there is a character that, like, legitimately could defeat Kyo. Like, I guess you could have made the argument about Genjo or Wong, but like this character with the determination he has towards Kyo makes me very concerned about Kyo and then like what his future holds. And like this is called the Kyo arc. Like maybe this is like his his
Swan
like
song.
finale.
The Swan
Yeah.
song, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a scary thought, but you brought up a great point, Deej, about I even again the episode was so expansive, as a lot of you guys have said. I forgot about the whole like birthday stuff with Maki and Yoshi, because it's like it was two different episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Pete.
Could I add, just before you go to Dak as well?
Of course.
I just want to add to DJ's point there, because I think that is a great point about how I think it is a typical trope that you could just introduce a character into a show this late into a show, presumably, and be like, all right, this character's super powerful. Fear this person. And then a lot of times I feel in shows that doesn't really land,
Right.
where me as the audience member, I'm like, like I don't feel like this character's really earned my fear or this power scaling that they should just automatically be dropped in here and be more powerful than everybody else. There's something about this episode, the way they introduce this character, where I'm like, he unsettles me in a way that's believable, where I'm like, all right, there's enough of a little bit of a glimpse of a history here where I'm like, cool, got the backstory. I believe this is a lived-in world, that these characters have history together. And there's something unsettling, obviously, about him, from appearance to the way he acts to the way he speaks. And I'm like, you know what? This power scaling and the way he's dropped in this late in the show, it feels like they did it in a really natural, generic kind of way, or not non-generic kind of way. And I really love that. So I think that was a great point I wanted to add on to DJ.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I
Well
mean,
said.
just him being a former 5-star member is enough to immediately give him that legitimacy within the
And then
bounds of the
him
show.
immediately then taking out another 5-star member.
Right.
And literally
Right.
taking over her Digimon.
Yeah.
I think is what
Yeah.
what does it.
No, it's
Cold harding her with her
Yeah.
Digimon.
Yep, with
Yeah,
Digimon,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is. Amazing stuff. Dak, gonna throw it to you. It's been a couple of episodes since we've had you on. I'd love to know
Welcome back.
if you have any kind of differences of opinion on the end of the gift arc, as all of us. I mean, I feel like it was kind of a typical opinion on this show, and just looking at other opinions on the internet as well, that the gift arc maybe was a little underwhelming. But I'd love to know your thoughts on that, and then of course your thoughts here on 38.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree. Especially that kind of ending was, I mean, it was good. It was a fine ending, but yeah, I agree. It's kind of lackluster for what it was building to. I think they could have done a little more, a little better with the action, a little better with kind of the closing kind of writing elements for it. But overall, definitely enjoyable for what it is. It's still a nice kind of change of pace compared to our usual Yu-Gi-Oh, where everything is happy and perfect typically by the end of an arc or by the end of a season. So it was nice to at least kind of have that kind of contrast, with the arc as we go into this, which of course immediately kicked off with some nice happy and into an immediate something worse is on the way, and you're gonna be afraid, more or less. I mean, a lot of crazy, a lot of information, which was very cool, seeing the white core and kind of finding out that it's kind of more like limitless in terms of its power, enhancing and buffing people's. Interesting. So I'm wondering if we'll see any new kind of evolutions with that, actually past Ultimate or whatnot. Of course you have, exactly. Of course you have stuff like we said, Rose getting wiped out, and of course by her own Digimon, which was just a crazy way to take her out. There and yeah, big time there. Of course, obviously a huge bounty, and of course even just where that ending kind of meeting took place. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's in the shelter. So that immediately raises the question of we have someone who said that they eat Digimon or feed weaker Digimon to their Digimon.
Crazy.
So there's a lot of babies there. a lot of Mons there.
I'm so sorry.
Pete's massacre is looking real good. Right
No,
now,
I
man.
know. We didn't even
He's
get
already
to
on the
that
rest of
point,
history.
but I was like, oh my God, Pete's been predicting this for so
So-
long. And
Or homie's gonna have 25 ultimates, which might be even worse.
I might actually
Yeah,
be
Army of
scarier.
Ultimate.
well, thanks to the white core, he has limitless, infinite power. I mean,
Infinity Pulse.
if
Just
you
about,
believe
yeah.
Kishiwada,
Jokermon coming back.
yeah, it's
Jokermon's coming back.
it's unbelievable. But yeah, no, it's a great point, Dak.
Yeah, so I mean, you got a lot of those kind of little moments, and I mean, even at the beginning, kind of when Chairman Wong and Genjo were talking, I mean, it felt almost like Wong was like, okay, if Genjo just goes and takes her out himself, like that. That's kind of the vibe I got from that. He
really
was like,
didn't care if she lived or died.
oh, he was
for
like,
sure.
if, you know, I don't want you in the action unless something happens to her. And then they both like smirk, you know, pretty much more or less. And it's like, okay, well, he's gonna take her out, but obviously someone kind of beat her to the punch. That's kind of like that's kind of the vibe I got off it. Was like he's like, all right, well, I'll just go out and take care of her so I can go do what I want to do. You know, but obviously he didn't get the chance there. But I could see it happening. But you know, it was otherwise, you know, definitely a lot of cool fun stuff. I don't know if you want to go into the preview element, but I mean, even kind of that had some crazy implications just from kind of those first couple shots. You know,
Right.
there, I mean, you know, we had that kind of ended with that interaction there between, of course, our main crew there, and of course, you know, Rose's underlings. And I mean, it looks like in that preview that we lose.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
which is
I got here spoiling the preview. I didn't even watch the
Yeah.
previews. It's
No, we
crazy.
will.
I didn't watch it either.
We
Yeah,
will
that's
discuss
fun,
the preview as we always do, and previews are always usually for the show misleading anyway. But you know, the previews definitely have some pretty major implications. Nick T, yes, I would love to know your thoughts on what was just said, and of course your thoughts here generically on 38. Before we get into some of the more nitty gritty type of stuff,
Definitely. Actually, I guess before I had a quick question before I start about my thoughts, and that was something based on what you said. Did you think that, well, or rather, it could have been something I missed. Was there an implication that Kyo saw Soji as a friend, or were you going on?
It's definitely possible. Yeah,
and I'm just saying no because the way based on what you said, maybe I missed something. Unless you're just talking about him going to the grave, in which I read it like Dredger did.
I guess I would be cutting to a conclusion there that might not be true. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something and that was explicitly said. So I'll circle back to that. I said that question before I started getting into my thoughts.
Absolutely.
I loved the episode. I mean, I thought it was excellent. Like they really kind of not red herring, but they really like ease us into a sense of comfort before like very quickly taking it away. It was like I think probably one of the most, if not the most, but one of the most unsettling episodes we've had thus far.
Agreed.
Just really like even when action wasn't happening, things were very uncomfortable and like you had this like sense of like impending doom and like dread about what was about to happen. I do think it's particularly funny that as opposed to like if the show were like actually being made week to week, this show like was pretty planned and they did an excellent job staying ahead of like, you know, 5 steps ahead of us. I mean, almost every point that we made last week regarding what we really kind of wanted to see happen, like that we didn't get in the arc finale, they literally put into this episode. We're like, oh, I really would like to see more about Kishiwada. And what about that glowing box thing? Oh, what about, you know, like, we like, it unrelated to the episode brought up the fact that the water 5-star was new. We're like, oh, yeah, isn't she new?
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell me how then this got brought up this episode.
I know.
Yeah,
They touched on everything.
Everything, dude. Everything we spoke about last week, they're like, hey, right here.
We heard you. Just give us a minute to cook. Let us cook.
The fact it wasn't like, you know, when we were covering Rush and they were like kind of making it it's like, oh, and like, oh, they're listening, you know. This they predicted our thoughts, and then put it on the screen a week later.
Yeah,
that's how you actually write. You have tightened it.
I mean, it was things that weren't even exactly related to the episode, like the water 5-star got brought up here, and I'm like, how is that even possible? So that was
the
like
show
really...
isn't week to week, right? It's like planned out and already animated.
Oh,
right.
No, sure. It is week to week, and I think they're like,
oh, they do.
Yeah, I think they're.
Well, we talked about it on Wednesday. The episode aired on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, week to week in the sense that it's airing weekly, but it's for a set period of time, like 52 weeks or whatever it's going to be. But they're probably, if I had to guess, usually anime pace is 7 to 8 weeks ahead. Yeah. So
exactly.
They should be done with like episode 45, 46 if they were.
It's not like South Park
on a good.
I was gonna say like South Park where they.
No, definitely
12 hours.
Yeah.
It's made it. Yeah, that's what I like because like there were points where like I feel like certain like Rush shows were made like only a couple weeks ahead of.
Yeah, I mean, Arc 5, it was confirmed that they were like only 2 weeks ahead. Yeah.
That's scary.
Because towards the end of Arc 5, one of the animators, her name was Mako Abe, she mentioned
Tweeted
something
about it.
about how they were making like changes like up until like the last minute. She ended up deleting the tweet, but yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, that's
the
a mess.
situation. Yeah.
But
We'll even look at
like,
Brains
in
too at the
contra-
recaps,
Yeah,
Nick T, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly my point. But in contrast, yeah, just the fact that we were like really served what we were asking for ahead of what we were asking for. And like, and in such a good way. I mean, like, yeah, Soji is so creepy, so like his power is like just like oozes from the television. Like you're just like watching, you're like, oh my god, this guy's like the real deal. And I think based on that, like, yeah, based on what Dredger like said, I totally agree. Like, I think he maybe not necessarily went to the grave out of respect, but a sense of guilt. And this is why I kind of said, like, made a sound when you brought up talking about the preview, because there's a heavy implication that that Kyo did something he regretted in terms of violence while with the 5 stars, which I think directly relates to Soji's return and bloodlust for Kyo. I mean, he most likely killed one of his last Digimon.
Do you think it's grief? I mean, guilt.
I think it's great. I think it's guilt. I think it's guilt.
Yeah.
Him sort of coming to terms with the fact
I
that
could be right.
He did what he did, and maybe the implication he may have believed he actually himself killed Soji.
Right.
Obviously, that wasn't true. He was arrested, but it's hard to say now. But there was definitely a implication of him killing in the preview. So I think it's definitely related to Soji directly. As far as what we see in the episode itself, first of all, the taking control of a third Digimon,
Dude.
and like right from the it was just everything was great. I mean, I really was on the edge of my seat the whole episode. A lot of what I would want to say has already been said at this point, but I'm really interested to see how like everything plays out amongst all the 5 stars now with Soji's return. Or if nobody will get involved. Now Rose is gone, but like, does Kaito get involved? I always forget her name. The water girl get involved?
Honeko will follow
just
Kaito. So if the answer to Kaito getting involved is yes, she will also be involved.
Yeah.
I will say, I think Genjo will get involved, I think.
I think it's possible he does. Well, maybe towards the tail
I
end.
say I think
Wong's trying to stave him from getting involved.
I think because I still believe that he may be Kishiwada. I am not fully closing the door on that.
You're telling me you think Genjo and Kishiwada are the same person?
That is a theory that I have that I still believe could absolutely be true.
So are you telling me
I like
you
it.
think that they're a Digimon and that's why they can change their appearance? Is that what we're going with here?
I don't really know,
disguise.
like in regards to the power that Kishiwada has or that Genjo has, because obviously the Kishiwada character certainly has some sort of power. We've seen him do things that a human
inexplicable
would not be, inexplicable things that a human would not be able to do.
We also haven't seen him have a Digimon, so he's just kind of doing this crap on his own.
Correct.
I mean, could he be Gokumon?
Right.
Yeah.
Could it be Gokumon? And we also don't know enough about Genjo to say, well, can't Genjo have these powers too somehow? And that's why Wong chose him.
This would be a wild pull for the
You know what?
character.
As much as like it's a crack theory, I don't think it's the wackiest theory.
It's not the wackiest he's ever had.
I actually think there's.
I appreciate that.
I think you could tie those two characters together in a way that, like, he's trying to pull the strings on this whole
it's one huge manipulation.
Shangri-La project.
Yes, it's one huge manipulation, and if you think about it, Dak brought up a great point about how Wong and Genjo kind of smirked at each other when they talked about how only get involved if Rose gets killed. Well, Kishiwada and
made it happen.
Yeah, and so they were the one they went after Rose. They were the ones who went after her and took her out. And Kishiwada even says, "Yeah, I'll finish her off. I'll take care of her." So, I don't know. I think that there is genuinely some until they are like, in the same area and it's fully unconfirmed. I'm always gonna have that in the back of my mind.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And
fair.
my last thought about the episode, because we've pretty much touched on everything now, is the fact that Nirinso is gravely in trouble. I mean,
The
they
sanctuary.
know where it is. The sanctuary.
Oh, I
They-
apologize. Yes.
Yeah, Nirinso. Yeah, they know where it is. They've destroyed the what
The
you know,
dome.
the dome. What protects it, what hides it from the outside world. It's and we have a guy, like as we've stated, is known for killing and feeding Digimon to each other, or also has infinite e-pulse into making very quickly in training Digimon to Ultimate Digimon.
Yeah,
so
I was
that
gonna
is
say-
also, both those things are of concern.
I would say they bring up in the episode, like they're surprised by how quickly he was able to train up that Digimon to an ultimate.
Yeah,
He
So,
it's
also
very scary.
he's also super unique because they make an explicit comment about why he served in one jail and not another one, because he doesn't have a Sapotama. So I think that's very fascinating. Like,
Good point.
before the White Core, how does he have this kind of unique capability to force Digi-evolve baby Digimon into Ultimate Digimon, but he doesn't even have a Sapotama? And the way that his specific Digimon were in this episode, even pre-White Core, it's very different. Like, the literal aura around them, like the
Dark e-pulse.
energy around them is extremely different. That is an intentional visual animation choice to be like, the connection he has to these Digimon, completely different than anything you've seen so far.
I mean, there is, yes,
Yeah.
100%. There is a very strong connection tying Soji to Kyo and Soji to the Tomoro's family, him and his brother. Very strong thread. Because Dark E-Pulse, like, first of all, Asuka's E-Pulse is important, but not only that, Tomoro has the Dark E-Pulse. He has his own unique impulse that creates issues, and it possessed Gekomon in a similar way that Soji does to his. The red eyes, the uncontrollable rage.
Yeah.
There's a thread here connecting a few things in a way that I'm really excited to see.
Well, what if there was kind of like a trio before these three, or maybe Soji really kind of got ingrained in power and Digimon are tools, and I just want to level up between Tomoro's brother, Soji, and Kyo. Maybe the three of them were like the Three Musketeers. They were like, because we know that Kyo and Tomoro's brother knew each other, right? I think that was, I think it was said that they were friends, right? Or like he owed his brother a favor or something.
Yeah, it definitely was implied.
Yes, that he owed his brother a favor or something. So it would not shock me if maybe the three of them, and also when our main character eventually does meet Soji, which I imagine would happen, Tomoro Tenma, it would also immediately give them a connection, because Soji can talk about how he knew Tomoro's brother and maybe has the same hatred for Tomoro's brother, or maybe actually, doesn't have an issue with Tomoro's brother. I mean, I think there's so many ways that they can go with it.
Yeah.
And the one missing puzzle piece, like, the puzzle is beautiful. You can see the trees, you can see the sky, you can see the grass. It's so green, but you don't know where the sun is. And you're looking at your hand and you have one puzzle piece left, and it's the sun. And that's going to brighten up the whole puzzle. And you're like, well, where does this piece go? That's the backstory. Once we get that piece, the entire puzzle will make sense. The entire skyline will make sense. And I am very excited to get that piece, hopefully in the next episode. I think it's going to be fantastic.
I did like that analogy, to be honest.
Thank you. Wow, you like my theory? You like my analogy? That things are changing.
Yeah, I know. I think the heart's changing. I don't know what's going on with me.
So did you have a specific rundown that you wanted to get to, or could we just start saying stuff?
There was one thing I wanted to get your opinions on, and that is the White Core, which is a big element and a big item that is obviously, talked about and confirmed. We only saw it for the first time last week. I'd like to know kind of your thoughts on this item and what connection it has for, like, the Shangri-La project or whatever Wong wants to accomplish. We know Tomoro's brother's E-Pulse is also needed for that. I just wanted to see if any of you guys kind of had any theories as to like what the connections could be there. I also immediately, when I learned that power, thought of that one guy legit. I'm not sure if that one guy is here because I don't have chat up, but shout out to them. They're awesome. And they mentioned how, hey, maybe their theory is maybe to get to Mega, you need to consume all these like E-Pulses. Well, the white core would make that very, very easy, right? Given the power that it has. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, do any of you guys have any kind of thoughts or theories on the project, on the white core, Nick T?
Absolutely. I mean, if we're talking about threads connecting things and we're thinking about the Shangri-La project, one only has to go 20 years in the past to Wong's previous experiment and project to see how both the Tenma family were involved. And I just think that if the Tenma family were involved and we have this like object that is connected to them in recreating this new project, I think it's not so far to jump to, well, both these are related to that original experiment. The white core was most likely either discovered or created in the original experiment, and the E-Pulse that the Tenma family has associated with them was also related to this experiment. Or to the disaster related to the experiment.
I feel like it caused the explosion. I feel like they were trying to create it. They were experimenting on this thing. It backfired, and that's what caused the entire natural disaster.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's why he's like, oh God, I haven't seen this in a long time. It's like, yeah, remember when like you destroyed like most of Japan, like the last time you
they had to like rebuild.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad theory at all. Dak, DJ, Dredge, any of you guys have any
So, yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that's how you know that there's good writing, is like I looked at this object as just like a MacGuffin to make the next villain stronger. You know, like, well, Wong created it or whatever, and here's just an object that, you know, Tomoro's basically been stronger than everyone we've had to face at this point. And it was like, here's a way to just up the stakes. And I was just kind of looking at it like a MacGuffin. And now, like, hearing this, it's like, oh, yeah, this might actually have, like, some implications to the overall story arc.
Right.
And it's like,
oh,
that's really creative writing. And
dude.
Absolutely.
They're killing it.
yeah, I just kind of viewed it as just like a thing. Like,
yeah, I get what you're
that,
saying.
you know, like it created, make people stronger. We'll move on to the next thing that makes people stronger.
Yeah, it just changes the power scale. Yeah, as with anything, like Super Saiyan 4 now, and it's like, oh, let's just keep powering up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, this definitely is different. Yeah, like there's an implication to the object itself.
Yeah,
for sure.
Implication.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, it's very fascinating. Pete, you said you wanted to kind of just spitball different things. What did you have on your mind? I'd love to know.
No, actually, Nick T had a lot of those thoughts. I feel like the family connection of the Tenmas back to the original experiment. I feel like, for me, this episode, in my mind and my theory, confirmed, like, yeah, like we're not just going, that's a thing in the past, here's where we are now. No, we're connecting a lot of those dots, and Tomoro's going to learn about his family in this, how his brother, his grandparents or parents have played into this. I think this has been a long line of people who have indirectly or directly worked for Wong in some ways, and I think that's going to be kind of a shocking thing. I think, could I see a trio or something where Asuka is maybe involved in the past? Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, him and Kyo, like you said, they said we're friends. I think Wong is interested in why his E-Pulse is so important. I was trying to think of like all these things of why him and Genjo would want him. What if it is just a straight up blood lineage thing to power this thing? Maybe the original thing was encoded in the Tenma's DNA or something like that. And if they can't get to Tomoro, or Tomoro's is too different because his seems to kind of mutate and glitch things, Asuka's maybe was the perfect battery, basically, to power this white core, to power this Shangri-La project. So I think that I think some element there is what factors into like what this is. Now, what is the Shangri-La project? Like, what is the purpose of them making the egg? Right, in the PR side, they have told us, you know, it's for all the rich people. It's all for the technologically advanced and the intelligent people. it's to protect humanity because of this terrible disaster that we went under. It never loses power. It never blah, 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 blah. Obviously, it has a more sinister motive. What's going to happen to those people, and what is actually the egg? Is the egg another triggering point for another natural disaster of that caliber? Like, is it a failsafe? Like, that's where my mind is kind of spinning in just 3 lines or whatever they gave in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just fascinating. I mean, I feel like whatever the project is, Wong wants probably more control over everything and everyone. I don't know if it's, I mean, maybe to eliminate the existence of Digimon. I don't know if it would be that
Why
extreme.
Oscar, though? Like, why his E-Pulse?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a great question. I kind of like your point that, like, he, boy, I really don't know. I mean, he worked.
I mean, it's a theory.
20 years ago, he worked with the grandpa, right? He worked with that was not, I thought it was his dad. A lot of people corrected me that it was the grandpa. Maybe he, like, this family lineage, and there was another family lineage that just had this power. He forced them to hook up, and then eventually, like, the offspring, has this, like, E-Pulse that, he's able to now, like, try to manipulate and use along with the white core. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Or,
I mean,
or this is like this show's version of the Death Star, where like it's this long family line of people who only have the engineering brilliance to build whatever he needs. And so he's just going from one family member to the next, and that is what he needs for his projects. There's got to be something there. Why specifically would you want this person?
yeah, I mean, Tomoro definitely has, like, a special beat. I mean, even his brother says it. Like,
He's unique, though. I don't think
Yes.
he's usable because he
No, the
basically
glitching. I agree with that. I agree with that.
technology. So.
I agree with that. And by the way, I think Wong is very much, kind of like governments around the world. They know everything. Like, there's no hiding from them. They know everything. They can find out anything on anyone. It just is what it is. It sucks. There's no privacy anymore. Wong knows about Tomoro Tenma. He knows about everyone. And he has never, through the first 38 episodes, made any indication that he cares about anything Tomoro is doing. We even saw that they were in the same room together and Wong paid no mind to him. He was just all focused in on the white core. So I don't think he even views, like, Tomoro as anything special because he knows that he's not anything special. But his brother, on the other hand, clearly not the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Point.
Well, I mean, well said. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's so fascinating. Dak, I don't know if you maybe have any kind of theories or predictions, but I'd love to know, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is kind of where my head's been going with a lot of these. I mean, like there's a lot to still kind of unpack, and determine which way anything could go. Because I mean, it all feels like there's just countless possibilities, and they are going to throw some sort of crazy curveball that's going to be, oh, the egg was used to summon some giant Digimon to destroy the world, something crazy. But I mean, with it, I mean, it's really interesting to see kind of how all these pieces are fitting together. I do also kind of like the idea of those ties of the past, kind of whether it be through the family lineage or it be kind of like exactly kind of having or a trio kind of together and kind of through those connections kind of leading into what led to Sakazuki Pulse being special, and kind of just the idea behind it, or I mean, it could even be as simple as like you said with Wong, maybe I mean, he could also just be feigning that he just doesn't care about Tomorrow, but that is his end game. Is just oh, I don't care, lower, we'll let him think and do whatever they want and snatch him as soon as I'm ready for him, or as soon as he hits that mark where he becomes useful, because he's waiting for that personal evolution that that he has. It's that certain growth mark, and everything changes, and then he just snatches him up and tries to do what he wants to do. So I mean, it could even be things like that. Where kind of it's a matter of growth for characters. I don't believe that someone like him just is going to let him kind of roam free and not think he's anything.
Right.
When there's like a family connection like that, and sure, they've been in the same room, you don't pay him attention, but at the same time, if you pay him attention, then that was weird. Why does he know about me? What's he got on me? Ignore him, and look, he doesn't care. I can go about my business, and he can get snapped up whenever or whatnot. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of potential. I do think that there's a I think there's, like you said, kind of that one missing piece that as soon as we get that, everything's gonna sit and become nice and clear. And I am really curious as to what that's going to be that ties everything together, whether it's a specific Digimon, whether it's a person, whether it is just as simple as the Whitey Pulse itself, and kind of how it interacts with something like the Shangri-La project, or with Komuro in general. It'll be interesting to see kind of how some of these elements come together, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
Absolutely.
very, very well said. Dak, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm gonna go to everyone on this panel here. The Kyo arc, 3 more episodes. Does Kyo die or get cold-hearted in this arc, Dak?
That's a doozy question. I mean, I can see it going either way. My gut wants to say yes, that he does, because
Okay.
we're headed into what feels like, you said, the penultimate arc. What better way for our characters to kind of grow into their final versions than to lose, basically their leader and basically their most powerful, person, realistically. So, I not necessarily want to see it, but I mean, I'd be perfectly fine if it happened.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love it. Dredge, does Kyo survive this arc? Yes or no?
He 100% survives it, actually. He just loses his
Oh.
Digimon and can no longer
Oh
fight.
my
So
god.
Glowing Dawn needs
Ooh.
to step up without him. But yeah, he 100% survives.
Okay.
He
Kind
he
of
has
the
a
same.
dream.
It's kind of the same result
minute
there.
Yeah. So basically,
No, because Dak is saying he gets cold hearted.
Well, in the sense of him
Well,
not
that's what I
being
was asking.
useful for the final arc.
I think he could still
No,
be useful.
I think even if
Yeah, he
even
would.
if even if sorry, Dak, even if Kyo gets cold hearted, it would be fuel to the fire to the Glowing Dawn. But that being said, Kyo has a very big goal in mind. He wants to unite Digimon and people, and I don't think we're gonna just kill him cold hearted without him seeing that goal achieved. Even if he can't necessarily do it, he can't help himself because he doesn't have a Digimon. I definitely do not think he is cold hearted or killed in this arc at all.
Okay.
But could you see
DJ.
him getting cold hearted and coming back?
Oh.
I would be upset about that if they did that, to be honest with you, because we've had so many characters that have gotten colder that haven't come back. I'd be pretty upset for us to just cold heart him, make us think he's gone, and then bring him back. I would be
Screw
more
everyone
upset
else.
with that. If you're gonna
Oh, I
cold
mean,
heart
they
him,
could all
cold
come
heart him. I'm all about. Here's the thing. I would be. I think the team will do a great job of writing either way.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna cold heart him, stick to your guns. Don't back down on it. Cold heart him. Let that because if you cold heart him, right now, Glowing Dawn's got their motive. They got their want. Now they know what they killed our leader, and then you just bring them back. It kind of takes away from that, in my opinion. So I either cold heart him or don't. I don't think it's going to happen though.
I mean, I think you could
Well, I
bring him
think it's
back at the end of
cold-hearted
the
because-
show, like the
Well,
final
yeah,
episode.
I
that's
was
more
gonna
what
say.
I meant. Is like, by the
That's
end,
what I
yeah,
was going to ask.
They
He
solved
gets
By the
cold-hearted
end, I
and at
still
the end
That's
of
more
the
what I
show,
meant.
it
I didn't
goes
mean
back.
a Go Rush or a Reigns. They kill him off and bring him back 2 episodes later.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of it. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I mean, do I
No,
think
and
that
that's-
is
and that's fair.
possible? Yeah, 100% possible. I would be disappointed in that though, for sure. Yeah,
DJ,
definitely possible. But
does Kyo survive this arc? Yes or no?
I think 100% Kyo survives.
yeah, DJ.
In fact, I actually think he gets a mega, and that's how they
There
defeat.
you go. That'll work.
Sure. I mean I think he'll need it to win this fight. I really do. Yeah. So that's
But he's
fair.
the only member we haven't seen get an extra step. And
True,
I feel
that's a
like
good point.
every time we've had a focused episode or arc on a character, they then take that next step. Like Reina, Makoto, we had that whole episode, and then he gets, his ultimate. So I think we see Kyo get the mega
Nice.
now that we're focusing on a Kyo arc.
I could see that.
like it.
Yeah,
can see
I
that.
like it. Nick T, does Kyo survive this arc? Yes or no?
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking
Okay.
he gets cold-hearted.
Nice.
As much as I necessarily wouldn't love this, I do think he gets cold-hearted. Probably comes back when a lot of our cold heart victims also come back.
Terrible.
I know. I just
Right
think that's
now,
how.
Totally
And,
right.
and
right
like,
now we have
Right.
2 cold hard victims that are like
Yeah.
important.
It's 2 and 2.
there's two that are important. Obviously, there's
Rose.
many others,
Rose and
but I think
Asuka, yeah.
Rose and
Yeah.
Asuka, yeah. I don't know if they'll bring Asuka back. I mean, Rose back rather. Asuka's getting brought back. I think the 2 of them, or maybe they have to make a decision. Maybe they have to make a choice. Maybe you can't bring everybody back in in this way. I
Maybe.
know for a lot of other people we've seen that you can, but like maybe the circumstances are particularly different. I don't know. But I don't think he makes it. I don't think he's going to make it through this arc. I think it is very, and a lot of shows do this. Maybe this will be different, but like when you're celebrating something like that, when you're celebrating, 2 years of Golden Dawn, and you brought us in and you brought us all together, that's a sign for me to saying, well, now they're going to have to figure out how to stay together without their leader.
Yep.
Well said.
Pete, does Kyo survive this mini arc? Yes or no? This arc ends at episode 41, so it's not a long arc.
Kyo will survive. Yeah, he's
Okay.
going to survive. I think everything points to kind of the fake out that it seems like he's going to get cold-hearted. He is going to die. To be honest, I'll agree with Dredge in one way. That would kind of be disappointing because we've kind of already did that with the Clay stuff at the end of
That's a good
last
point.
arc.
You know what?
Yeah.
I forgot about
So it's like, are we really gonna retread that again and like have the shock value of like they arrived just in time? He gets cold hearted. It's like we already did that, and he came back. So I think he is necessary for some of the missing context that we need from whatever the hell he did in the past and what this group did in the past. I could see there has to be a consequence, right? Like he can't get out of this unscathed. I
Yeah.
could see it being Cougarman. I could see
Yeah.
Cougarman,
Oh.
unfortunately, being kind of the sacrificial lamb in this case, where they don't die, but they become part of what is it, Shujo or whatever his name is. That
Soji?
Soji. I could see that happening for sure. But no, I believe he survives this arc, and it changes him. And I think he's gonna, unfortunately, I think he does feel guilt for the graves that he is at. My mind immediately went to, they make a line in this episode, I think Cougarman does, where he says like, oh, you've kind of always been alone, but you've always wanted a family, and now like you have it. See, I think that line is a little deceptive. My theory is I think the people in that flashback that tied that thing on his wrist and all that, I think that was like original Glowing Dawn, right? Like it might not have been called the same
Oh.
thing, but I think that was his original family of an original group that got together. They all did. And I think he, for a long time, struggled and was alone because of the immense guilt he felt from that. And his sins are going to kind of come back to his doorstep here in the next few episodes.
Oh boy.
Well, it's all well said.
Jeez. All right, Jill, what do you got? You're up.
Yeah, so we
Let's hear
are we are gonna be 3-3, evenly divided on it. I don't think he
Nice, I love
survives
that.
this arc. I genuinely think there's a higher possibility that he gets murdered and not cold-hearted, that he gets actually killed.
Full on
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just feel like
He gets fed to a Digimon.
I,
Oh, be crazy.
I don't know about that.
His own Digimon. eats
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that'd be
He's
insane.
gotta.
And by the way, I hope I'm wrong on that because I really like Kyo and I really hope they don't go that route. But it just feels like the show has been ramping up with the really intense topics and moments, especially surrounding death. There were a lot of characters that I would say had kind of like suicidal ideation in their motivations early on. And then, of course, we saw a character 3 episodes ago actually go through with it. And they showed that on screen. And I think they've just flirted with this, the concept of actual death just as much as a character being cold-hearted. And I could see that really taking a full-fledged turn in this arc. And I really could see him genuinely getting killed. And I hope it doesn't happen. But I think that would set us up for what you would assume be kind of the final maybe 11 or 12 episodes of the new reality of, Kyo is gone. He is not coming back. It's not like Asuka where there's always a chance. There's no chance that he's coming back. And the Glowing Dawn is going to have to, mourn and grieve and all at the same time figure out what's the next right thing and how to move forward without the man that brought them all together. And I think you could also get that storyline even if he does get cold-hearted and just gets, brought back on the final episode. I do think it would be a little different than what they did with the Clay stuff, because that was the very next episode. Actually, that was almost the same episode, because he officially gets cold-hearted at the beginning of that episode, and then he's alive again at the end of it. So, and Reina and Makoto also got cold-hearted. Yeah, I just feel like something really bad is going to happen to him. I really do. And I think even for some people that picked he will survive, they also kind of felt there would be a pretty major price that he would have to pay. Sure. But yeah, we're 3-3 here on whether he just survives or not. We're pretty mixed.
More interesting is the way the 3 works out. It's the triangle. That's what's kind of crazy about this. Is the triangle. Me, DJ, and Peter.
Triangle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Dylan knew what we would answer and set us up like
He
this.
did know. He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was all intentional.
Yeah,
When I
actually, I know we haven't revealed this in all these years we've been doing the podcast, but these are rehearsed and basically pre-recorded before we go live.
Yep.
I'm sorry we have to reveal that now.
Yeah,
it's
tough.
embarrassing, dude.
the anger that certain people had, they're not on the stream right now, when I mentioned the Uemu reaction theory, I think would dispel that rumor. So, yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Man, I got to tell you, this show has delivered and it's going to keep delivering. I cannot wait for 39. We've got a couple more things to talk about, but it's probably a good time. We're at the hour mark to get to some donos and super chats if you boys feel that.
You got a couple on your end you could do, yeah.
Yeah, why don't
Okay.
you start us off?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to start us off. Dark Emperor J, thank you so much for the $2 link donation. Greatly appreciate you, my friend. And of course, the Dark Emperor J random question of the week. What is your go-to local bakery and what is your favorite bread to buy? My favorite bread to buy is whole wheat. I do not have a local bakery that I go to. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that. Yeah, well, that's a me problem. I didn't have one in Jersey.
You guys have no bread down there either.
They don't
Okay,
got
well,
good bread down
that's
there.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the
We have
water.
more. I thought Delaware was all farms.
Yeah, you really can't make a
farms,
bakery
not
out of that. That's the
bakeries.
worst part. Yeah, it's the worst part.
They grow it. They just can't
Yeah,
make
you
it.
guys are great with like wheat and grain, but nothing else.
Right.
You gotta ship it off to get milled, and it never comes back.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
All I know is when I pay for bread here, whatever the price says, it's what I pay for. DJ,
I'll
Oh
say
my god.
I'll say J&M Bakery, but I don't get semolina bread from there, but I do like semolina bread if I'm actually buying bread from bakery, which is very rare, but if I do.
Nick T.
Yeah, I mean, I don't also regularly like go to like a bakery unless I'm getting like pastries or something for an event. But
Yep.
with that being said, most like J&M has always been my family's go-to and mine as well.
Pete.
So
I was
good
always
call,
a
dude.
Dixie Lee guy,
Dixie
Rick,
Lee.
but rest in peace to Dixie Lee.
Tough.
Thanks, David Burke.
David Burke
Dave,
really
thanks, Dirk.
ruined
Yeah.
that
Thank
one.
you.
But yeah, I'm kind of the same. I don't really buy like bread all that often. But if I'm going for a pastry, I could go for a good lobster tail.
Oh, those are good, yeah.
Or I really like the almond horseshoes.
Oh boy,
They're so good.
dude.
I'm also a huge fan of Faith and Flour. They're a very good bakery.
Yeah, they're good.
Where is that?
Down south.
It's south.
Oh,
It's the
that's
boonies
by-
of Jersey. Yeah. Jack,
I'm an
what about
Obito
you?
guy.
I mean, I'm kind of in that same boat. I don't really do the bakery too often. Do a lot of bread buying. Usually, if we're getting bread, it's like like just Walmart or Food Lion. Kind of their bakery style bread because it's just getting converted into like garlic bread or garlic cheese bread or whatever for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
So usually that's kind of
Dave's
it.
killer.
Dave's
but
killer bread.
Dave's killer
Yeah.
bread is good.
It's
My-
so good.
I would say my dad, but he didn't have a bakery. But he used to make some really good bread for a while growing up. It was
Hell
always,
yeah.
always a nice time.
Fresh bread, nice.
Love that. Love that.
That sounds awesome.
Cool. Pete, what are you gonna say?
Dixie Lee would have been my pick. I kind of have to find a new bakery now. Bread wise, Pumpernickel. And that's
Pumpernickel,
Ooh.
nice. Good bread.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good
Cool
bread,
stuff.
good
Cool
bread.
stuff. Dark Emperor J, thank you for the question. It was a great one. We also have another $5 link dono from Calibro. Thank you so much, Calibro, for the $5 donation. General thoughts. This episode rocked. Cool new side villain. Genjo is deaf, the big dog, and he is about to be let out of the cage. Thoughts and he literally put bark at this point, Dill. Thoughts and
really
prayers to Kyo and the Sanctuary. Pete's destruction prediction about to hit like crack. Yeah, I mean,
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
You did this.
It was just there, man. Okay?
I mean that is crazy, man.
Since episode like 7.
Those little baby Digimon are gonna go down like grapes.
They're cooked. They're cooked.
I believe we also had some people utilize the Jewels feature, right? Nick T, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't really know how that. Oh, I guess I can.
I might have to pull that up. Thanks for the Jewels.
Yeah,
Space Cowgirl sent a happy poop. Arrival Cyber sent a eagle and a star.
Space Cowgirl also just sent the red card. That's not for me. I hope that's not for me. That's got to be for DJ.
Yeah, most likely. No,
You just said the baby Digimon were going to, quote, go down like grapes.
It was way before.
That's a red card. That's a red card.
I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, we got the guy who feeds his weaker Digimon to his stronger Digimon.
Yep. No, that was for the Jersey talk. Calling our homeland, mine and hers, the boonies.
Well,
Exactly.
I'm from Jersey.
I mean,
I can say that.
Actually.
Oh, I thought you were
It's the
Brooklyn
other
born,
day.
Delaware. Right?
Do you want me? Do you want me to read what she said to your comment, Del?
Please. I said it's very nice. So yeah.
She, about the South Jersey comment, she said he can say whatever he wants. He's balding.
Oh,
You know what?
Oh,
You know what? There's a
Yikes.
guy who's been a long-term guest at our hotel, and I worked the hotel last night, and he's bald, and he's been there since I started, last
I
year.
don't know if this is a true story. I'm intrigued.
It's 100% a true story. And I go in and I see him, and I'm like, "Hey, James, how you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, and he is from Nigeria, so he's in Nigeria like 3 months of the year, and then the other 9 months he's at our hotel, and he had just gotten back, and he's like, "Oh man, you're gonna be looking like me very soon." He takes off his hat, points to his bald head.
I don't know.
100% true.
No, I believe that.
100% true.
I actually completely believe that.
100%
no.
true. And I was like, "Yeah, I know it's going." But listen, I'm gonna.
No.
That's a wild thing for him as a customer.
Correct.
To say to you.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
That's
Really
inappropriate.
wild.
Correct.
You know what they
Yes.
say? The customer's always right. So you might be
Like
screwed.
Dill.
No,
So
that
Dill,
is
wait,
not
tell me,
true.
when did you start at the new hotel?
I started in August.
Okay, August of last year.
Yeah.
Almost a year.
Sure, it's been almost a year. So he just came back 3 months from his trip. He was away
He came back probably a few weeks ago. Yeah.
a few weeks ago. I don't know. I don't believe it, but
I believe it.
that's
No, it's
crazy.
100%. It's
crazy
100%
call.
what happens. But I hope you believe this.
I mean, I don't know if it's 100%.
When I lay down at night and I think about how my day went, and I think about Space Cowgirl's comment, and my eyes swell up and I start crying, I'm going to take a picture to her and I'm going to send it to her and I'm going to say, "You did this," with my eyes all watery.
Please.
Yeah,
Please
I am.
do.
I am. And I hope she feels bad.
Do it. And if she sends it to me, I'll make it an emote for Discord.
Love it.
Oh my god. dude.
You see, I can't escape it, man. It doesn't matter. You listen. I'm either going to Turkey with Weir, his homeland, or I'm getting a toupee. It's one or the other. So listen, and make the jokes while you can.
We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Oh, and by the way, Cyber's Arrival and Space Cowgirl, thank you guys for the jewels. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ice Aiden.
Hello, Digibros. If Reina
So-
ends up better written than Aoi Zeizen, would you consider Digimon better at writing female leads?
She's
I already think
better
she's
than
better.
that.
than
Already
Ice
better?
Aiden.
Yeah, I know.
Already
I was going to agree with that.
Yeah, so Ice Aiden, it's a great question. I can't. First of all, I don't even consider Aoi Zeizen the strongest Yu-Gi-Oh girl lead. I think in the Gallop era, I think Aki was a better girl lead. In the Rush era, I think Roman and Yuumu were both better girl leads. I can't look at one character in Reina who's been very, very good and say she's better than Aoi. So because of that, Digimon is better at writing
you
girl
need
leads.
more info.
I would need to watch more Digimon to get an idea of that.
Fair.
But if by the end of me watching all of the Digimon, that was a statement I agreed with. I would not be shocked with it at all. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Girl leads have almost all been really poorly treated at some portion and stretch of their show. So
Yeah, we know that.
yeah, you know, it would not surprise me, Ice Aiden, if that's going to be the case. And you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Girl leads, I will never go to bat for in the sense of, oh, they were great. I will go to bat for in the sense that they deserve to be better written, because on the surface level, they were all fascinating characters to some degree, some more than others, that were maybe handled well in the beginning and then not as much as the show went on. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me, Ice Aiden, if Digimon was better at writing their girl leads, because, you know, again, it just doesn't say much. Yu-Gi-Oh! Girl leads are just so
in the basement.
Poor. Yeah, poor. Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's very low bar.
Well, it's also a different style of show, which kind of factors into it a little bit too. I mean, Pokemon treats its girl characters, better because they're more of a center focus. Same with, something like Digimon, where Yu-Gi-Oh! It's more in that shonen kind of style,
100%,
more or less. And
it's
so
100% shonen. Yeah, it's not even close.
But I mean, so it's geared more toward, quote, toward the boys. So that's what they focus on, and they try to make them, the better, more focused characters. Obviously, times have changed. That's changed a little bit. Definitely, especially with the Rush Era, but I mean that's
the Rush Era definitely
that's
did
kind of
your much better job, yeah.
Oh yeah, big time, and that's kind of your element. I mean, a lot of those shows are the same way. I mean, look at Dragon Ball Z. I love that show to death, but there's three
Bulma.
girls in the entire show. Bulma, Chi-Chi, who's never seen, and Videl, who's like mom, and that's it. So it's like
they're all mothers,
pretty much, and then
they're all
18,
moms.
but she's not human.
Yeah,
Nick, did you mean they're all mommies or?
We have 5 Canadian from Bernie Brooks.
Can I say this? Can I say this?
No.
Nami from One Piece is very attractive.
Dylan, you haven't even watched One Piece, bro.
But I've seen
Nami.
Kitchen, dog.
I've seen Nami.
Forks are found in the kitchen. What are you talking about?
I thought that was the hot take.
It's like looking at Maki in the show and being like, "Wow, do you notice this woman?
Yeah, have you
really
noticed?
attractive?"
Yeah.
I thought that was a hot take. My bad. My apologies, guys.
It's 5 Canadian from Bernie Brooks.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thanks.
Canada is a mess right now. I just want to go outside soon.
Yeah, sorry.
The wildfire
fires, right? Yeah.
I actually smelled it today.
It was bad. It was very
really
prominent.
bad.
It always
again. Where what was that? 2 years ago when the sky was yellow.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
It was pretty like yellowy orange after we got out of our meeting today.
Oh, tomorrow and Friday it'll be very bad in your area.
Hooray!
I'm sorry about that, Bernie. Hope you stay safe, man.
Bernie.
Yeah, it's a 90. It's a
please be
96. The air right now. It's a 96, which is
No good.
really high.
Just don't go outside.
Thank you so much, Bernie.
I gotta play volleyball tomorrow.
Oh, you guys are fine. You're not gonna be breathing heavy.
Very heavy.
You guys won't be breathing.
Just drink some beer. You'll be fine.
Does help.
Bernie, I want to thank you for the super chat, and I also want to send my condolences to you, and my condolences and prayers to anybody who is going through it over in Canada. And I hope you guys just stay safe, and hopefully they put the fire out soon. Hopefully it passes soon. And our condolences, of course, to anybody affected by it, for sure.
Absolutely.
Bernie, appreciate you, man.
We have our.
Why don't you wear like a gas mask to volleyball, Dredge? I want to.
We have our first of a few donations from that one guy, legit, for $5.
Yes.
COVID mask.
Thank you, that one guy.
I want to thank you guys for picking up Beatbreak. I've been here since Arc 5 while I was a high schooler. Now I'm grown and able to share my thanks monetarily.
Well, that one guy, that means a lot. And, this is a special day. I did not want to make a big deal out of it, but 10 years ago to the day was the first video uploaded on Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. So this is actually the 10th.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah. July 15th, 2016. This is the 10-year anniversary.
Flown by. Holy crap.
Well done.
Yeah. First, these last 10 years have flown by. Hopefully the next 10 years go by 10 times quicker, as they say.
No.
No, that's not at all what you want. Wrong statement. Oh, God.
I am so grateful for all the support you've shown. That one guy, legit, I always say I'm so grateful to anybody that watches my streams. The fact that, or videos or lurks, and the fact that you are here 10 years later through Arc 5, through Vrains, through Sevens, through Go Rush, through the Abyss, and now here with Beat Break. And listen, the way people keep asking me, like, what do you think of Beatbreak? I'm like, I love it, but Beatbreak is kind of like that old saying, right? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. We know that this show, sadly, there's a good chance that it is coming to an end probably in 3 or 4 months. And then it gets scary because Digimon usually takes 2 years off. Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is up a creek right now. And it's I can't really be certain what's next, but I'm so grateful that I have the platform that I still have, the audience that I still have, and I'm so grateful for you, my friend. Just being here, hanging out is enough. Thank you for all the super chats and all the support. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Appreciate you, that one guy. On the 10-year anniversary, you're the man. Thank you so much.
Well said. Well said.
Very well said.
Beautiful.
Well said. And that one guy legit comes back with another $20 donation.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
$20. Thank you. Yeah.
Kishiwada works for the World Union. Given his actions at episode start, he planted White Core in Wizardmon, let it escape, tracked it, then aided Miharu due to personal grievances. Would explain how he acquired it and his accesses.
I mean,
well, I think he's Genjo, so I agree with him 100%.
Oh my!
I look at this theory. Of course, those two things can be mutually true. I look at this theory.
No, they are.
I say, I agree with it. I think he's Genjo. Genjo works for the WU. I mean, but there is something weird about this guy because he does have like this like knowledge and like the fact that he became the assistant to Miharu and like Miharu had this thing that is necessary in the project for Chairman Wong. Like I think there is absolutely a connection with him and with like the World Union. I fully buy into that. Now, something that if this is Genjo, if Genjo and Kishiwada are the same character, I'm not 100% sure if Wong is aware of that. And that could lead into potentially a way that Kishiwada / Genju, if that theory is true, might be able to like overthrow Chairman Wong. And that's why he has to act in this alias because he has his own motivations and doesn't want Wong to find out. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is a fantastic theory. What do you guys think? Kishiwada works for the World Union on its core. You guys like it, don't like it, can see it, can't see it?
Can see it.
I can see it and I like it. I mean, we already kind of know that like Miharu was just kind of collateral damage. I don't think he even really cared about who it was he was working for. They were just kind of the vehicle for him to do his plan because Miharu gets arrested. He picks up the White Core and like finds the next host. And I think that kind of tracks with like potentially like him working for, well, especially if he's Genjo. But even if he's not, like, I think his goal kind of seems to be coinciding with some project, Shangri-La project stuff. And I think that's World Union, you know?
Yeah, it's also interesting because we know that family has such, you know, the Tenma family has such a big connection with Wong and everything. You know, we just don't know like all the facts of it. But the only thing that Kishiwada said pretty much the entirety of that Gift Miharu arc was, watch out for that boy, referring to Tomoro. He's very dangerous. So it could have been just kind of like a generic statement. But now that you think about it, as this character is clearly going to be a way more important character as we move on from the Gift arc, that is him warning about a Tenma. And the Tenmas are very important here. So, yeah, even that line you can look back on and be like, huh, that is interesting that of all the characters we see him warn Miharu about, that was the one. Could have just been generic, but could have also been maybe a little bit of a red herring.
I think it was intentional.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. And again, that's just how, even if it wasn't, that's just how like good this show has been written, because you can look at something like that and reach that conclusion. And I think it's a testament to the show. That one guy legit, great theory there. I know That one guy also donated a few more. Thank you for another $5
Yes.
super chat. I will read this one. Also, we've seen Tomoro's E-Pulse interfere with the white core. He probably frees the Nirinso army controlled by Soji to turn the tables in the upcoming fight.
Whoa. The Narin's
Could be.
I mean, by the way,
straight for it.
this guy, I'm starting to think this guy might be like a writer for the team.
He
I
could
mean,
Is he right for the show?
I mean, seriously, that one guy, legit, his theories, and I'm so appreciative that you do share them with us, and that you support the stream. So thank you. This guy's theories are so good. But yeah, we did. You know, it's funny because I saw a couple of people theorize that like maybe the white core was like created when when Tomoro like interacted with Mephismon. I don't really think that that's the case, but I think it was already inside of Mephismon. I know that was what a couple of people had said, like theory wise, but yeah, I like it a lot and it makes sense, right? We know that Tomoro has a interfering type E-Pulse, so for him to maybe be able to be a perfect counter to Soji is a really, really, really good theory, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pete, what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? You put the main character right in the middle of the action. We've known a gazillion times that he marches to his own beat, right? Like it's completely the theme of the show. Yeah, it feels very fitting. I could see it happening. I had another point that I could bring up at another point, but I did want to touch on one thing.
No, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up.
It's just
Say.
the little moment of the Miharu thing that Kyo brings up in the bar. He makes a point, you know, in his typical way, right? He's concerned about her of her turning into her sister potentially and what the World Union is going to do with her.
Yes.
I thought it was fascinating that they make a point to be like, oh, you know, she's going to be fine because Wong has her under 24 hours surveillance, like he's watching her. I feel like that's for a reason, right? I don't think her story is completely over.
No,
I think
it's not.
she plays a role because of how unique and what she did with the white core there with Mephistomon. I think she factors into the Shangri-La project. And I think Wong is going to keep a close eye on her. So I think we are going to see Miharu again.
I like
totally
that
agree.
a lot. Was Kyo, by the way, implying that like he was worried she was going to like do what her sister did, like take her
I
own?
think
so.
I think that was
Wow.
exactly the intention.
Wow.
I think that was
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
That's pretty intense. Yeah.
And it fits with his character. I also like I always forget that assistant's name that was on the hologram that like administers the
Oh, we
bounty.
looked it up last week.
Yeah, I always forget his name, but I
Generic
like that he
businessman.
also
Yeah, literally.
he
Cal.
stays
No.
to his principles of like he's just like, yeah, basically terrorists don't deserve any forgiveness. And I was like, all right,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
drawing the line in the sand of who they are.
Yes. That was a pretty badass line from him. Yeah. DJ, you had something to say?
Badass.
No, I did not.
Badass in the sense that like maybe chilling is a better term.
Yeah.
Not badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
It's
switch that to
Kawarazaki, by the way.
Kawarazaki.
Got
Okay.
it. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, awesome stuff. We have a few more super chats from that one guy, legit, Dredge.
We
Sure
do. His next one says Kishiwada's Digimon, it was $5, was seemingly Splashmon, the ultimate puddle tiger that was Soji's second mon, which explains his water powers and gate opening, which also hurts your theory.
That makes sense. It does hurt my theory, but we do live in a world where an owner can have multiple Digimon, and we don't know necessarily like the parameters for that. And so Genjo could have multiple Digimon, but sure, I would say it's very rare. We've only seen it with this one character. So yeah, that's certainly interesting. But that makes sense. But he basically gave that to Soji, right? That's Soji's now Digimon?
Yeah.
I don't know if he gave it to him or if he just is using it as he pleases.
Sure.
I will say, I think it doesn't necessarily hurt the theory because it wouldn't make sense for Genjo to use Gokumon if he's undercover.
Right. I
He
think
would need to use somebody,
Correct.
like a different Digimon if he's undercover.
I think if anything, it adds to the allure of if this is actually Genjo, he's doing this without Wong realizing he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But he would have to be able to control multiple Digimon. We only know of one character that can do that. But well, again, we don't know the parameters for that. Maybe Genjo is this insanely talented guy and he can do the same thing.
I also
yes.
No, you go. You go.
Well, I was just gonna.
You go.
I was just going to very quickly say we have the next villain we're fighting is going to be able to control multiple Digimon. It would almost make sense if Genjo is going to be like the final fight. He also can control multiple Digimon, right? Because you want to keep, I guess, the power scaling. You don't want your final villain to seem weaker than this guy. So, I just think that's an interesting thought. Pete.
I'm also not, I'm interested everybody to just like, do we think Wong controls a Digimon, or is he kind of just the overseer of all this? I go back and forth week to week.
I think he does.
I think he has one in secret.
I think it hasn't been shown yet. I think he does.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Does anybody here think he doesn't?
DJ said he doesn't.
I think this is
I
a
don't think he has
possibility
one.
he doesn't.
Wow.
And that's how Genjo gets him.
Could be.
So you don't have a Digimon to protect you, idiot.
Well, and in his mind, he might
Maybe
think
that's
he's
the
got
Shangri-La
Genjo.
project. He can have one.
Sure,
It's true.
sure. The Shangri-La egg borns like hatches an ultimate.
I mean,
Digimon.
that one guy legit has one of
The
his two
Godzilla
donos
one.
coming up has something basically talking about.
Oh
that,
yeah,
so.
please,
Okay,
let's
cool.
hear it. Let's hear it.
I'll
Yeah.
skip the $10 and go to the $5 one from that one guy legit. He basically
Thank you, that one
said,
guy.
The Shangri-La eggs are incubators using the resident's e-pulse to summon the ultimate Digimon to completely control the world. Crazy pull, but I'm in on it.
I mean, it's a crack theory, but it is kind of interesting.
It would make the mega theory work because you need multiple e-pulses.
And when you think about the symbolism of it being an egg,
it's an egg.
An egg.
The
yeah.
Sapotama,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
That's
Sapotama's
what I
right.
wrote in the chat to him. It's a giant Sapotama.
right,
Yep.
right. So that,
It does check out.
but like,
Yes,
I
maybe-
think he's a writer. I swear he's a writer.
a
Okay.
god. He's a writer for the show.
Please be Godzilla.
It'd be like
Yeah.
a god.
Don't be
it-
friggin-
oh,
anything but
Godzilla
Godzilla.
Mon.
Godzilla.
Good
be
God,
Godzilla
not
Mon.
Godzilla Mon, bro.
Yeah, I mean
Godzilla.
that would make sense if Wong doesn't currently have one, and this is how his gets away. Like they are almost successful with the Shangri-La project. They're like 98% of the way there. They activate a Digimon that ends up in Wong's control.
Possible.
It's definitely
Genjo
possible.
just stabs him in the back as soon as he's about to achieve his life stream.
Exactly.
And then that one guy legit has his last dono is another kind
Wow.
of theory, basically saying, theory, Wong believes Asuka's E-Pulse is special, but Genjo has suspicions he sacrificed himself to protect Tomura, the true special one. That's why he kidnapped him in tactics despite having Asuka already.
That's a good point. Why
This
is
guy's a
Tomura
writer.
so special? Other than the fact that Asuka's his brother, right? What is so special about Tomura other than the fact that his e-pulse could be the one that actually is the key? Like, what if they're at the precipice, right? They're about to go do this, and they're like, "Why isn't this working?"
Also, why
And they
did he
realize-
kidnap him? He kidnapped him,
Asuka?
and no. Because I forgot that happened. He kidnapped
Yeah, he did
Tomura during the
tactic.
tactics
yeah.
arc, and he put
Yeah,
him into
he
the
did, yeah.
arena.
Yeah.
It was almost like
See,
at the
there's-
time I thought it was just to like f with him. I thought he was just screwing with him, but like,
I
but-
like that.
but now, yeah, because he just seems like that kind of guy. But now, like, yeah, I that's another detail
I think
that
he
I've
has
kind of
some
forgotten
suspicion.
about.
I think he has his suspicions, and I think it was either A, to try to gain some evidence and prove that it might be Tomura, or B, he knows Tomura is special and would what's the word, destabilize Clay's operation if he did that.
Yeah,
And when
I
he was
don't
right,
know.
it did destabilize Clay's operation entirely. The
It did.
operation fell apart.
It
because of
did.
that.
He'll be back. Don't worry.
Oh, he will be back, sure. But like his whole underground ring and his auction thing completely collapsed because of it.
well, listen,
Interesting.
I'm just gonna say this: Genjo did not do anything to help Chairman Wong during the gift arc, which I thought was very weird.
He was kind of that's very
And
weird.
if Genjo does not do anything to try and stop Soji here after Soji has eliminated Rose, I'm telling you, him and Kishiwada, I'm sorry to go back to this, but they are the same person. They are.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I like it.
But like I just bring that up to talk about how tying
What's
it back
going to
to
be really upsetting is next episode when Genjo shows up to help Kyo because because that's what the chairman said, and he would see Kishiwada standing right there. I just,
Well, then the theory's
No,
over.
Don't say that.
I know it's over as quick as it was
happen.
made.
Well, I made it like 2 episodes ago, but it'd still be over pretty quickly.
Even then, yeah. It
And
didn't have
better
enough
to
traction
deal with.
to talk about. Yeah,
that
it's
one
on
guy, thank you so much for the very generous super chats and for the great theories and discussion points. I mean, really, really good ones. And like, this show is littered with so many like really interesting things and big plot stories that happen that sometimes you forget about. Like, I forgot that he kidnapped Tomoro very briefly during
that too.
the tactics arc, because immediately that led to the Coliseum. And then you're not even thinking about, oh, why did he bring him to the Coliseum? Like, it's really, really
Greymon.
right. Right, we
Greymon,
saw
that was
Greymon.
cool.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Throwback.
right. Yeah, it's so fascinating. That one guy legit, as always, with just such great theories. Yeah, and the egg hatching the ultimate Digimon, I really, really like that one. I really like that one a lot. Thank you, that one guy. Great theories. Do any of you boys have any thoughts on his theories, or any thoughts on maybe any theory that's come to your mind in these last 90 minutes?
Oh man, and he's given us a lot to work with. The
He's
Shangri-La
a
egg
writer.
incubator thing is the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that one guy legit's a writer.
Yeah.
He's an undercover writer for this.
Listen,
show.
if he's not an undercover writer, he should write
done.
something for himself.
Write
Like
something.
he's
Should.
got
the
ideas.
next Digimon,
He-
the hell, the next Yukio.
He
Yeah, get him on
said
get this man to be a writer on the next UK.
he's well, it's funny because he said he was watching me back in Arc 5, and like, man, Arc 5 could have used him for that
Yeah,
for the
definitely.
the end
could've.
stages of that show. Yeah. Great
He was
stuff.
in high school.
He was in high school, yeah, so he was young. Great stuff, that one guy.
Yes,
Really, really
thank
cool.
you.
And thank you so much for the supers. Again, I can't tell you how much they help out the channel. Dredge, I know we are approaching 10 o'clock. I wanted
Yes, we
to
are.
check in and see if you had anything you wanted to promote. I know you are headed off.
I mean, we're at the
No,
last three.
I mean, Nick T can take the last 3. I have nothing to promote right now. I unfortunately am too busy to stream or anything like that. I really wish I could do some streaming, but I don't have the time right now. So I'll promote that you make sure you check Hard out is better. Mainling. Make sure you check him out. I think he's gonna have
stop.
might be a concert, and I heard in late August, early September, possibly. So hopefully, check
Well, the
that
late
out, maybe.
August one is actually, yeah. I will not be in town, unfortunately.
Oh, sure. That's September then. There you go.
Yeah. So it's
Make
right
it
now. It's
happen.
TBD, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Of course, man. Yeah, definitely. But everyone have a great night. Appreciate talking
sir.
Digimon with you guys.
Appreciate you,
It was
Dredge.
a
You
fun
have a-
Yeah,
time.
always, man.
And
You have a
I'll
better
s-
one.
I have what?
He said you have a better one.
Who has a better one? Me?
You have a better one.
night.
You said have a great night, and I said you have a better one.
I did not expect that. DJ caught me off guard. Well said, DJ. I appreciate you.
Very
I'll
nice.
see you tomorrow. Everyone have a great week. Love you guys, and enjoy the rest of the stream.
Appreciate you, Dredge.
Love you,
Take care,
brother.
man.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You too, brother.
All right. Well,
Very
yeah,
nice.
Dredger was only joining us for a brief amount of time there, but huge thank you to him as always. Yeah, I know we've got a few more supers to get through, but there is also a Yu-Gi-Oh related thing that I wanted to discuss. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people here that also do have their hearts and their love with Yu-Gi-Oh anime as well. So, something that I want to discuss for people that, of course, are watching and are up late at night with us. And we will get to that in just a little bit. I know we have a few more super chats, correct, Nick T?
Yeah, 4 more right now.
Awesome.
So let's hit them. We have 84 months of Obelisk Blue membership with Apple Cheeks.
Yeah, Kay. There's nobody that has been a
Kay,
member
yes.
longer than Kay. So,
Yeah,
Kay, you
Kay
are the
leads the
best.
pack.
Queen.
And Kay said, "Hello, gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying your adventure as Digidual Destined.
Yes.
Stay safe as we're now in hurricane season. Digimon. I think that was the goal, right? Was that the-
Digimon. Yeah, Digimon. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe not the rolls off the tongue as well as dual, but you know what? I like that a lot.
like
Kay, thank you so much for the 84 months. Yeah, again, I'm so grateful that you know, people told me to watch Beat Break, that the guys all decided to watch Beat Break as well.
Of course.
This has been a blast, and we are going to continue to
made us.
bring you hopefully the best coverage that we possibly can on Digimon Beat Break every single Wednesday night. Moving forward until this show ends. It's just such a blast to cover. Kay, thank you for the 84 months. Greatly appreciate you. And thank you for just the genuinely endless support. I mean, nobody has literally supported me on YouTube for longer than you, Kay, in terms of membership. So thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly.
Day one. That's crazy.
Yeah, day one. It's unreal.
We have 2 Canadian from Janeth Ernst.
Thank you, Janeth. I appreciate that.
And he said, let's watch Dill Uncharted 2 boss fight.
No.
No.
I will react to that at some point. Yeah, I'm sure it's a disaster.
PTSD watching Dak, dude, recently. PTSD.
I still hear it. Dude,
Yeah.
I was walking down the hallway and I thought he was coming after me.
He was.
Just so funny. Appreciate you, Janet. Thank you so much for the super chat.
That's all you have to say about that one.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, when I'm doing these streams, I can't take off the Discord window because then it messes everything up here. So
Just hold up on your phone.
Yeah.
Just hold your phone up to the.
Yeah, that would genuinely be the way I'd have to do it. So
it's all right.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted to watch it, you could watch it in like a future.
yeah. And I'm sure we will at some point.
Oh, yeah. We have $2 from Space Cowgirl.
Thank you, Space Cowgirl. Greatly
Oh,
appreciate
Lord.
you.
And she said, I'm so glad Dredge supports Justice for Rally.
He was wearing the Justice for Rally shirt. I thought
He
that was
was.
very fun. Again, I kind of maintained the fact that Rally was never in any real danger.
Yeah, nothing happened. The king would never put a child in danger.
Exactly, and you get that, Pete. And he knew that was the whole
100%
purpose of the scene, that Yusei was going to go into the water, and he knew that Rally was never in any actual danger because he had
Exactly.
full faith in Yusei. Honestly, for those that feel like Jack did put Rally in danger,
Say it.
that means you don't trust Yusei Fudo, the most trustworthy
Wow.
character in
Preach.
5Ds. So
Preach.
I just choose to trust Yusei, and so I don't view that as any negative thing that Jack did.
And also to
Cheated.
to think that the king would ever do such a disgusting, heinous act.
Correct.
It's just plain disrespectful.
It's
anyone
it's
that thinks
boisterous. It's
that-
boisterous.
Yeah, I mean, it's borderline. It's kind of treason to the king himself.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh. And you can't have
Absolutely. But Rally did get their comeuppance. I just watched the episode where they were sacrificed to the Earthbound Immortal. And yeah, that's
You
I mean,
laughed on that too, didn't you?
I did not laugh during this.
We're gonna have to check the tape on that one. You laughed.
You
You laughed as soon as
laughed.
Rally hit the water.
As soon as
pretty
Rally
sure
hit the
you laughed.
water, I laughed because I forgot that Rally got, dunk tanked. But Rally again, Yusei's a good swimmer. It's all,
And
it's
a
fine.
kid. They're fine. Okay, you telling me that
Kids are
they can't
durable.
go underwater
Kids are
for
durable.
a couple minutes?
Yeah, I saw a kid recently in my hotel lobby. He was running and he tripped and he fell on the floor and he didn't move for like 5 seconds, but then he got up and I think he
fine.
was fine. Yeah.
I think he was fine.
Well, the parent lifted him up and he wasn't really moving,
I think he was
but
fine.
yeah, I think he was fine.
He wasn't moving after that?
Well, I think he was just taking a nap.
He was walking.
Oh,
off.
okay. I see, yeah. Well, when you put it that way, of course. Anyway, where were we?
I think we have a 5Ds related message here from that one. That one guy legit. You are the
we
freaking
go.
man. I got to get a that one guy legit GIF on here on
Sure.
the stream
Oh.
deck. Thank you,
What's
that
it
one
gonna
guy.
be?
He has a $10 donation from that one guy, legit. And he said, Team Satisfaction Theory.
Yeah.
Kyo,
please.
Asuka, Soji, and maybe Kaito were linked by Grandpa Tenma, formed a cleaner group before Soji went
Kiryu.
Kiryu, and the group broke.
So for those that don't know, 5D is basically Team Satisfaction, the Enforcers. They were a group consisting of Yusei, Jack, Crow, and this character named Kiryu. And they were basically a dueling group. So they would go attack other gangs in Satellite, and they would clear out all the bad gangs of Satellite. Kiryu got to a point where he got very power hungry. So after they owned all the turf, Kiryu then went after Sector Security, which is basically the police in that show. And at one point he stabs a police officer, and it's heavily implied that he kills
That's
a police officer, even though they retcon that later on in the Dark Signers arc. but you know, it's heavily implied. And Yusei, of course, you know, tackles him during it. And then the police arrest Kiryu. He sees the cops, you know, dabbing up Yusei, even though Yusei is not like accepting of the cops. Like, you know,
That's a great way to describe that scene.
well, that's basically what happens. And then Kiryu, the last thing he sees before he goes to jail is this cop, you know, dabbing up Yusei. And Yusei is like begrudgingly, like, you know, not even like giving him a handshake back. And so Kiryu thinks that Yusei set him up and turned him in. Kiryu goes to jail. He starves him. Well, they starve him in jail. They just don't feed him. So he's going to die from starvation. And then the Dark Signer's god makes a deal with him in exchange for becoming a Dark Signer. So he dies. He's reborn as a Dark Signer. Yusei, Jack Crow, they all think he's dead. And then, yeah, he comes back and he's not dead. And that is the main character that Yusei has to go up against in the Dark Signers arc, which is, in my opinion, the greatest or second greatest arc in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. It's just, and that duel, their first duel, is the best duel in 5Ds. I think it's a top 10 franchise duel. It's unbelievable. But yeah, those were the vibes that I got. Now, a lot of it depends on like the backstory, but I could see a reality where Soji was not always like a dick. I could see a reality where Soji was not always, I have to get stronger, I have to keep feeding Digimon. Kiryu wasn't always like that. And so I think that's what comparison went immediately in my mind, and why I thought that maybe there was a friendship between Kyo and Soji. I know, as Nick T pointed out, rightfully so, that was never stated or confirmed. That's just me kind of thinking about it. But
I still like it.
Yeah, but and that one guy legit, I mean, it's a great bring up there that maybe all these characters were on a team, linked by Grandpa Tenma, because we do know, by the way, that like there was a previous Glowing Dawn team potentially, right? Potentially,
Yeah,
with that flashback
potentially.
celebration.
Yes, yeah, I think it's heavily implied.
Yeah.
I just also I like too that Soji is just like, yeah, he's basically the only one that ever made me like get chills, like feel anything. I'm like, but
Yeah.
are you okay? Like, what's going
Oh,
on, man?
I meant to
Let's
bring that
talk
up. It very, very reminiscent of oh my god, I'm gonna forget his name now, but in Hunter x Hunter, who's the guy? Hold
Gon
on.
Frex.
No, well, it's said about Hisoka says something similar.
The clown
about,
guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he a villain?
He is a villain.
Okay.
He's a
He's
villain, not
something.
the villain.
All
He's yeah. I
clowns
mean,
are
he's yeah.
villains.
He also like he's a villain, but he also has like his own desires and goals because like he also goes up against the other villains. It's real weird, but he's crazy, and he basically like fighting with Gon. He said this like a very similar thing. It's like, yeah, it's a little creepy, but it's like he was not okay.
Yeah, no, it's these villains that like
He
really
yells.
just want a very very powerful character to either like
somebody that pushed them.
yes, to either
Yeah.
beat them so they can feel something, or somebody that they feel is worthy of eliminating them. And you see that trope a lot. And yeah, I'm very, very excited.
Actually, you know what's one that you might not remember until I mention it, but if you remember when you played Spider-Man 2,
Yes, yeah, the Vulture.
very similar to how Craven
Craven.
felt about, well, yeah, the Vulture is too frail of an old man with cancer. But Craven felt the exact same
Yeah.
way, where he was constantly searching for someone who was worthy enough to kill him.
And
then-
Venom, you kill him as Venom, right? Yeah, and that's
yeah, and then he did. He found it.
Yeah, I've got to watch the movie because I heard that movie was a great take on his character.
I actually haven't
Um,
watched it. I would love to sit down and watch that with you. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
We got to watch the trifecta. That Morbius, which Caliber claims was a good
yeah,
movie.
that's
Time.
bad. No,
It's Morbin time.
bad,
Time.
dude.
Well,
Morbius
Morbin
is
time.
if it
really
was bad, why would Sony have listened to people and put it back in theaters?
Because of a Yugi tuber.
Because
That
of the
meme was literally a Yugi tuber that made that meme.
Morbin time.
Yeah. Yeah. He tweeted
Poor
it.
amazing.
Matt Smith, the man, and his dances in the movie.
Well, listen. Well, you know, Sony's got to figure it out. But yeah, I that one guy,
Look.
that is a great theory. And, you know,
I like it.
I would love to see that come true, because if they do exactly that, that is a huge ode to like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And it was a great story. You know, the Dark Signers arc and the setup there with those characters. And yeah, I guess the only difference is like, you know, Jack Crow and Yusei, maybe not as much Crow we had seen, like Kaito and Asuka, we really don't know anything about them. And so we don't like, them all being on a team, I think would make sense. I think it would be cool, but we'll see. I think it's less likely they go that route, but I would love it. It's a great theory. That one guy legit, it really is. Boys, I have something I want to share with you and everybody that is watching. Not Digimon related. So we're going to go to a different topic very briefly. I've had a great discussion on Beatbreak though. Man, you guys rock, and it's been a blast. Now,
Thanks.
I also want to thank that one guy legit for all the supers, dude. Thank you so much, and to everybody that's here, thank you. Last year, we got a bank report from one of the largest banks in Japan that wrote a stock buy or sell report that goes out to other investors. In fact, the only way you can get this report is if you do $100,000 in business a year with that bank. That's kind of a perk for being a member there. And I have a friend that works in finance who sent this over to me, not in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, but just knows I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I have sent this to the guys. I've also sent it to a few people in the community, except DJ, because DJ, you weren't in the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show group chat. But Pete, Nick T, and Dak, can you confirm that this is a real report, that you've seen it with your own eyes?
Yeah, we read it. Yeah,
I
I've
can
seen it with my
confirm
own
he
eyes.
is not grifting.
Okay, thank you. Yes, not grifting. Now, the reason I cannot show it on screen, it's proprietary information. I don't want to do anything to put my channel
Here you go, DJ.
at legal risk. So here is what was written about Konami by a bank that, again, has no care in the world about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. They only care about money. Potential catalysts after the World Cup. Number one, we naturally expect the World Cup to boost sales of eFootball, but also expect sustained earnings for eFootball in 2028 and beyond on an acceleration in new customer acquisition. Number two, the company appears to be preparing various measures, including non-card game initiatives, to renew growth for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, and we expect to see a glimpse of these in 2027. We are watching for these measures as potential upside factors for 2028 and beyond. And then the final thing, we also expect new games under global IP to pick up, including the Silent Hill remake for 2028. This is the same bank that wrote the report last year about a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot, not necessarily an anime reboot, but a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot that would affect growth through 2027, which of course is next year. So I read this a little bit on stream earlier. There were a lot of people that got excited. There were also some people that, it's very vague. I mean, it's extremely vague. But again, this is a bank. It's one of the largest banks in Japan. This is not some, this is a guy with a job, okay? This is a guy with a job. These are the kind of guys Caliber's talking to Monday through Friday, okay?
Oh, yeah. Wait, the senior analyst name is on there with his email.
Really?
Yeah.
That means you probably need to stop sending these to people.
Yeah, I definitely do. I did not realize that. Well, whatever. Just don't email the guy.
It's right below the graph.
Oh, his phone number. Let's get him on the show.
Call him right now.
I mean, it's also a PDF, so it's kind of not super clear, but
let's call him. Dak, you got that Google number. Let's give him a call, see if he answers.
God.
Oh boy.
How did you get this number?
Well, boys, obviously I just read that a little bit of verbatim. What do you guys make in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime? Obviously, we have Jump Victory Carnival this weekend. If something's not going to be announced at Jump Fest, it will be announced at Jump Victory Carnival. I don't feel particularly great about things moving forward. I think the only two optimistically charged things that have happened since Go Rush came to an end at the end of March are these two bank reports that we've gotten our hands on that aren't even available to the public. And, Nick T, I'll start with you. I mean, what do you take away from this, if anything, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime's future?
I mean, I think it's promising. It's, maybe I'm being hopeful because upon you rereading it, I did notice just saying non-card game initiatives to renew growth could mean a lot of things.
Right.
It can mean a t-shirt for all I know.
It could mean a merch line. Yeah, of course.
It can be a merch line. With that being said, I feel like, growth in ways that are not related to the card game feels like a show. It feels like a show to me. It's not an unrealistic timeline. You know, they could. I just looked it up, and it seems like the fiscal year in Japan and is from April 1st to March 31st of the following year. So, like, for us to get something like announced in March or like I guess April of next year, or like to get something in April of next year, seems promising and realistic. You know, it doesn't seem like I'm like gassing this up too much to think that, you know, I'm not saying, oh, this is going to happen before the end of the year. You know, there's a little time here.
Yeah, well, I've always felt like, and I felt like this even after Jump Festa ended in 2025, the new earliest start point, best case scenario, April 2027. I mean, I don't see any reality where a card game Yu-Gi-Oh anime, whether they turn to seasonal or, you know, weekly, whatever it is, starts before then. I mean, there's just no reality. Right. So, you know, this lines up with that. I mean, we'll see. Pete, I mean, your thoughts on it, if it means anything to you at all, or it's just too vague to be pumped for.
Is it vague? Sure. I do think it offers a glimmer of hope. I think it is better than nothing, of course.
Yeah.
But I agree with Nick T. It doesn't necessarily, the way they word it, mean that it is definitely going to be an anime. I think there is quite a few projects that could fall under the umbrella. Case in point, things that they're experimenting with, like the Chronicles, right? They can very much go in that route with something like that. Hell, they can make another show, if you want to call it that, on YouTube. So I don't think it necessarily means, yes, the thing we're used to of weekly or even seasonal Yu-Gi-Oh anime is coming back, but it gives us something. It's something to talk about and chew on. Best case scenario, I agree with you. I think even April 27 is a little too early. Feels more like at earliest fall 27. At earliest.
Yeah.
And it feels more like it could be 2028 or 2029.
And that could be the case. I mean, I believe Beatbreak started in fall of 2025. So it's not like, you know, just because Yu-Gi-Oh anime has almost always started in April, with the exception being, I believe, GX, doesn't mean that, you know, anything's on the table right now. They could announce something for Jump Festa and it doesn't start until fall. So you're absolutely right with that. But listen, we're talking about a new Yu-Gi-Oh anime. We got 155 days until Jump Festa. We got Jump Victory Carnival this weekend, where they announced Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, where they announced Bonds Beyond Time, where they announced Dark Side of Dimensions, the two most recent movies. And we just got an insane $100 donation from Yuo's credit card.
Oh, that's a throwback.
What a throwback, dude. I saw first of all, I saw the number and I was like, oh my freaking God. And then I saw the name, I believe the extraordinary Chapel of Flapple, I believe, on that one. Just taking a wild guess. It's fantastic to hear from you, my friend. Thank you so much for the amazing, amazing donation. I'm so incredibly grateful for you. Hey guys, I found my credit card after a year. Hold on. What the hell's a Digimon? Is that a new summoning mechanic? I love the concept of like Yuo or Chapel like not watching this show or my channel for a year, and now I'm covering Digimon. It's
like, whoa, what's that?
And while we are loving Digimon, it's also just like a great indicator of how the Yu-Gi-Oh anime has been, which is non-existent for, 16 months and counting. Chapel, Yuo, thank you so much for the insane donation. Thank you for using the link. That's the equivalent of like a $150 super chat. Actually, even more. It's probably like a $180 super chat. So thank you so much, Yuo. Kind. Thank you. Between Yuo with that donation, that one guy legit, and everybody else, I'm so, so blessed, so appreciative of that. Thank you so much. And, you caught us at a great time. We were talking about a report that was just written by one of the largest banks in Japan, talking about how Konami is preparing. Let me get that wording. Preparing various measures, including non-card game initiatives, to renew growth for Yu-Gi-Oh! As Pete says, glimmer of hope. Dak, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. It does mean that there's a glimmer. I mean, there definitely is a chance for it. I mean, like you said, kind of with the report from last year, we kind of have seen a little bit of that reboot. If you want to take the kind of relaunch of the booster sets, having Yugi and having, all these DM characters and kind of some DM, archetypes and stuff getting new support. Arguably, that is a little bit of a reboot in terms of the card game. So, I mean, we have seen those different types of things starting to take place. So I mean, something like this does show, number one, that they are still doing things with the IP outside the card game, which alone is good. It means they're not fully abandoning it. Sure, it could mean merch lines or more crazy, weird crossovers, like another Fortnite shoe event, or another pop-up store, or more figures or whatever. I mean, definitely a lot of that is there, and it's cool to see those kind of things. But I mean, definitely the anime, like we talked about, in the past, is definitely a bigger, more important piece of the puzzle. I think that they need to be doing, and I'm hoping that that's what this leads to. Cal and I talked a little bit about it in the server, kind of covering some of the dates and kind of times. The kind of that April 1st is kind of the beginning of their fiscal year, which if you follow the kind of breakdown, that should put kind of October to December being roughly their Q3, which is kind of what that report hints at, is when we would start to see those glimpses, which of course would be a Jump Festa kind of time frame. Obviously, that's something to keep an eye out for, and that is typically when they make those bigger announcements. So it'd be great to see something. Hopeful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But with their dates and with kind of what they've been doing, it just boils down to what I'd love that anime more than anything to come back, keep it going, give us something new, give us something fresh. But it is also Konami, so I could very easily see a new line of deck boxes, and that be it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, there's so many franchises that are in their space, that are in the card game space, that still see value in having an anime. Cardfight Vanguard's a great example. And, I know people are like, anime is expensive. It is. Cardfight Vanguard is not nearly as profitable as Yu-Gi-Oh! And they are still doing an anime. We're not talking about something like, it doesn't need to be, I think what Digimon does is great. 52 episodes, you take a year or two off, and then you do another 52 episode anime. And I think the quality of this show that we're watching, Digimon Beatbreak, speaks to the upside a show like that has. Dak, think about 5Ds through Dark Signers. Like, if 5Ds did end after Dark Signers, I'm happy it didn't. Some people feel it should have. If 5Ds ended after Dark Signers, 64 episodes, it's a fantastic show. It's a phenomenal show. So Yu-Gi-Oh's capable of doing those short shows, I think, if they needed to. DJ,
even
yeah, sorry, Dak.
Well, I'll just say, even then, you still even have your tie-ins. You still have your manga, but it's also a short print run manga where you have 7 to 10 volumes. That's a lot easier for people to collect and more likely for them to buy it and have it, whether it's the same exact story or it's like GX, like 5Ds, or it's a different story, and then people want that alternate version, maybe some cards or whatever in it. And you got your merch lines, you get a couple years of that off while you're waiting in between shows, and then you just roll on to the next. Like, it's not crazy to think like how it could work and be profitable and not take a bunch of their money. So it's baffling that they just refuse to want to do those elements.
Yeah, it is. DJ, we'll end with you. Obviously, you have really no bias at all towards Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, when you hear the words, I mean, what do you think of it? You're aware of the situation.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who isn't locked in or has zero bias, I mean, it definitely points towards them releasing something.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't necessarily say a show or it could be, as said before, a T-shirt with Seto Kaiba on it.
Sure.
Because we all know that
PNG.
Duel Monsters is their moneymaker.
Yeah.
So it could be like a retro line of Duel Monster stuff, or. But I mean, it's definitely a good sign that there's a bank who very clearly wants their investors to make money, because if their investors make money, they make money.
Yeah. Right. And they're writing this for that purpose, not because they're hoping for a new show. They don't care. That's what they're writing it for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe from finance doesn't care that if there's Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 or not. Joe from finance just wants to see another zero added to the end of his bank account.
Bingo.
I've been in his office. It is all Yu-Gi everywhere on those walls.
Yeah. So clearly it points to them releasing something, and the fact that they mention Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically is a good sign. Because I was just at the MLB All-Star Weekend, and Konami had a booth, and they were focusing on some baseball game that they were making. That wasn't very good. It was just tap the screen. And
that sounds like
Konami. I mean, they're mom and pop, man. You can't expect them to have some kind of high upper level scaling for these games, dude. Very small company,
but
indie company.
Yeah, I mean we don't know what it is. I feel like in today's world, it tends to be whatever's the cheapest to make that's going to make us the most money. So from an outsider perspective, I feel like it's going to be some sort of merch run or something of that sort. Kind of go on the nostalgia, of past.
Yeah.
So
But
it
glimmer of
could even
hope.
be just a reboot. Didn't they just like not reboot, but like they re-released an old Yu-Gi-Oh show?
Yeah, they're in the middle of the GX
Hmm.
remaster. Yes.
So it very easily could just be remastering whatever the next show is.
Yeah.
Because that's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy to do.
Well, their remaster is so lazy because they take the like 16 by 9 aspect ratio and just stretch it. And they did that for DM, they did that for GX, and then called it a remaster. But luckily, 5Ds in every show after is already in the HD format. So if they actually wanted to remaster those shows, they'd actually have to put in effort, which, that doesn't really...
AI 4K upscaler. And
AI 4K upscaler.
That's all you
God.
need, dude.
Well, listen, I appreciate your guys' opinions, and obviously, I may make a video on it. I probably won't because it's just so vague, and there's really like... what else is there for me to say? You guys that have been here, that have watched me throughout this ordeal, there's only like so many of the same talking points that we can continue to hit. But I was happy to share that information with you guys watching, just kind of a little treat to people that are still watching, and not only are still watching this show in 2026, but are watching this particular episode, an hour, 50 minutes in. Greatly appreciate you. And I've got to give you, and that one guy legit, some shout outs for the insane support. Thank you, boys. Thank you guys both so much. Nick T?
Speaking of that one guy, legit, he just sent one last dono, actually.
Fantastic. Dude, thank you, that one guy. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you.
Many said a new Murasamamon was revealed in the TCG as a yellow-blue card. With Soji being water, maybe hints they work together, especially with the preview. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I do believe, like, I'm fully on board, that one guy legit, for the, 5Ds route, where, like, Soji and Kyo were, like, good friends at one point. We've even seen that recently with, like, JJK, right? With, Gojo and yeah. So
Ghetto.
Come
Yes,
on,
thank
man.
you.
It hasn't been that
I know.
long.
what
From
what-
friends
I
to
don't gotta
enemies
pull
to
it out.
lovers.
Gojo and Ghetto,
Friends,
yeah.
enemies to lovers.
So like, we've
It wouldn't be
seen that
far-fetched,
trope.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not that far fetched. And then one guy just kind of goes in a different direction. I just think that if Soji was always the way that he was, I don't know. I just don't think 5 years later, and I know guilt is like insanely powerful. But I just think it's more than just feeling guilty because, there was this guy I worked with. He was always an asshole. I never liked him and I had to kill him. Like, I don't know. And I guess that is powerful enough to maybe like still go to the graveyard 5 years later. But I just think there was a deeper connection between the two of them.
I don't think it. I don't
Kyo
think it-
came home. Go ahead, Pete.
No. I'm just saying I don't think the grave is is Soji that he thought was dead.
No.
I think it's
Yeah,
totally
I was thinking, it could be someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting because the whole time I thought the grave was Soji's.
Oh, I didn't
No.
interpret it like that at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
totally-
whole
didn't-
time I thought it was
I
Soji's.
didn't think it was either.
Oh,
I
I guess
thought it was a different grave.
I guess I was the only one that thought it was Soji's.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's why I
fair
was a little
thought considering They
confused.
were, but my thing is he wouldn't know where his own grave was. Was it?
So you think that was
Just
a different person from his past?
My
or like a
theory I
group
said earlier was it was like his first Glowing Dawn family. He had a group. His own actions caused them to die. That's the guilt. That he
I
feels.
just thought it was Soji. I guess the visual representation of him being at his grave and then him being alive on the other side of.
I could see what you're saying with that, but yeah, I'm unsure if that was what it is.
I mean,
I think
it might not be. Yeah.
I think the grave is just close to the sanctuary.
Never
and
so,
he
yeah.
went to the sanctuary to destroy the dome, and is like, "That's right over here, isn't he?" And then he came after him.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. Yeah, we should find out in the next episode because
There's a guy in the flashback, dude. Like in the flashback with Keo. It's a one-shot thing. It's a guy that like smiles at him. Who's that dude? What does that dude mean to Keo?
you don't think that was Soji?
No.
Yeah, I interpreted some of those scenes very differently. Oh no. Did I lose the guys? Boys? Are we still live? We're still here. Can you just not see the guys? Is Discord down? Okay. So I'm fine. It's just the Discord guys are down. But I'm fine. You guys can hear me okay? We're fine here? Okay. I am going to hang up the call with them and see if I can rejoin them. Let's see if this works. My screen's going to turn weird. Discord may have crashed, dude. Discord literally may have crashed.
He said he was leaving a.
Oh my god, this is so weird because it's like kind of working. Yeah. I think Discord is... Yeah, no, everybody is frozen. As long as we are still live. Well, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but Discord video literally may have died in the middle of the stream. It died just for me. Although DJ said everybody else is frozen. So I don't know if it was just for me. I'm going to try it again.
Jeez.
I think we're good now.
Stream is still up. Hey, welcome back.
That was very weird.
Yeah, Dill, you could hear us?
I can hear you. You guys all look good. Yeah, we're all good.
Okay, cool. I mean, on your screen, you're like that green shading or whatever's
Yeah,
going on with your camera.
I see that. Yeah.
Let's let it rock.
No, I can fix that. Yeah, maybe we were too close to the truth there, and Discord had to
Yeah.
do
That's
some
probably what
things.
happened.
The
we
point
know
that
to listen.
that one guy legit was saying is also maybe like the preview indicates that like somehow Soji convinces Kyo to like turn on the glowing dawn, which would be
Oh, wow.
pretty insane. But
Interesting.
yeah, man.
Did
I
know
think,
the powers
I
of
think
the-
he's there to murder him.
Yeah, I do too. No,
Yeah,
but I was
I
just
think
saying
that's-
to
yeah.
you, Pete, that I just interpreted a lot of things in that episode, I think, completely differently than maybe everybody else did.
Not necessarily wrong. We just saw
yeah.
a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there was nothing really explained about it at all yet.
No, yeah, and I guess I just thought that it was his gravestone for some reason.
That's fine, dude.
Yeah. Uo's
Beauty of
credit
art.
card. Thank you for the $2 donation. Would you recommend I watch this Digimon Beatbreak? What's it about? Do I need prior Digimon knowledge to watch? And when will we get Beatbreak summoning? So, my answer is unequivocally yes.
Yes.
You do
Yes,
not
yes,
need
yes.
prior knowledge to watch this show of Digimon. This is my first exposure to Digimon, and it has been a fantastic journey. Crunchyroll, simulcast, so easy to watch, so accessible, and so fun. And honestly, like, it's got it reminds me a lot of Vrains at times, but I think if, like, the slice of life stuff was done much better. I think Digimon Beatbreak is really good. I can't compare it to any other Digimon shows, but I think it is a really, really strong show. I've got to get more water, boys. If you guys want to talk about that for a little bit, I'll be right back.
Nixie, you also have a new dono.
I just
for
see that.
YouTube
Yeah, I
if you
saw
wanna do
that. I might as well bring it up while Dylan's getting the water, and we
Yeah, why
can
not?
catch him up. Yeah. But another $5 from that one guy. Legit. This guy's
Thank
just
you.
rapid fire with
Yeah, guy's crazy.
another a nugget of thought here. He said, "I assume the grave was Kyo's blood family. I think the fire implied they burned to death, which explains his burn scars and him staring at the candles."
Damn, yeah, it could
I
be.
agree with
Where
the
does he- where does
second
he have
half.
burn scars? I think I missed that.
Yeah, I
On
don't remember
his
that.
neck, I think he has a burn scar.
He does. Okay,
Oh,
I could be
I gotta
wrong,
look that up.
but I think
I don't remember that. But yeah, that could be interesting. I took it as just literal, that like the candle literally reminded him of the exact same moment where he's having the
same.
exact same cake.
Yeah.
That I got as well, and I don't necessarily disagree with the second half, but I just think it doesn't necessarily need to imply that it's blood family. That could still be
Yeah.
his chosen family that burned to death, whose graves there.
Oh yeah. Here we go. I found an image of it.
Or, but with that being said, to give that man credit, we were shown an older gentleman who looked at him as
that guy means something.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nick T, remember, we have that man and that one guy.
Is that wait?
It was that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that man? I meant that one guy legit.
That man is here though.
It's so funny that
That
they
man
have
is here.
such
Hello, that
similar usernames. That one
Yeah.
guy, I was listening in while sorry, if I just need water for the condition of my throat. But
Of course.
yeah, that one guy, thank you for another super chat. Yeah, I it's so funny because like some of you guys interpreted it as like the glowing dawn, like the original glowing dawn. Some of like I interpreted it as Soji, and then that one guy interpreted it as his blood family, which could be true because we don't know what happened to his original family. So
No, we
yeah,
don't.
that certainly could be true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I guess it probably makes sense that it's not Soji's grave. And then if that was not Soji's grave, then yeah, it's probably
Then who
highly
was it?
likely that they don't have any good vibes. I don't know why my mind defaulted to the just like the Ghetto Genjo or Gojo Ghetto. Sorry, it's been so long.
Yeah,
good,
it's like the symbolism too, right? Like he's literally at a gravesite and he thinks this guy is dead,
Mhm.
and now the guy shows up. So
That's
it's just a
yeah, I think
connection
that also played into it for me. Yeah. But no, I mean, really, really cool stuff. And again, I just cannot wait to watch the next episode. And Sunday morning,
I'm pumped.
I'll be watching. Yeah, I'm very, very pumped.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm like annoyed because I'm fairly certain that he has a pretty sizable scar on his burn scar on his neck, but none. If you Google Kyo Digimon
can't find it.
Beatbreak,
Posted one in the
none of
the
the
chat.
images.
It's not
Oh
a
yeah,
full
this one.
but you can see it
Yeah,
kind of.
you
if
could
zoom
see
in.
some of it, but like in the show, there's so many shots that
Oh, it's
show
huge,
like
yeah.
a lot, and
Well, he
none
wears
of the
that
Google
zip up
images.
that covers his neck. You can
Yeah,
never
but like
see it.
not a single one shows.
No
like,
one wants to see.
exposed. Yeah,
No one wants to see the scar.
yeah. What the hell? Yeah, that's crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, he definitely has a burn scar.
Yeah,
I
he's
was
got-
trying to
got
get the photo, but
That's
no
all right.
luck in downloading it. But yeah,
we just-
yeah. But
And that's
you
all I've got so far.
watch Beat Break. You do not need
Yes.
to. And by the way, like we're on episode 38, 39 air Saturday. There's probably only going to be like 50-ish episodes, hopefully way more. But it feels like after this Kyo arc, it's probably going to be in its final arc. So, we'll see. But man, it is such a good episode. It's such a good show. Well, it was a good episode. Such a good show. But yeah, we've definitely reached that point. I am so grateful for these boys, for these men, for these gentlemen. Shout out to Dredger and Cal as well. And I am so grateful for all of you. This show has been such a blast. And, I really took a big, scary leap into covering a show every Wednesday night, weekly.
Yes,
that was
sir.
not Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. This is the 10-year anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. And it's always been about Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. So to leap into a franchise that I was unfamiliar with, that I'm sure maybe some of you guys were unfamiliar with, the amount of people that have supported this stream, that have supported this podcast, my wonderful friends here that have watched it with me as well. I'm so grateful for them. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I want to thank that one guy legit, UO's credit card, for the really, really, really generous donos. Huge thank you as well to Space Cowgirl, Janeth, Apple Cheeks, Calibro, Bernie, Ice Aiden, Dark Emperor J. Appreciate all of you guys so much. DJ, Pete, Dak, Nick T, I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm going to let you guys promote whatever's going on. We'll start with Pete. We'll go to Dak, DJ, Nick T. Pete, what's going on with you?
Love it.
Yeah, YouTube Clueless Gamers over there, and Twitter PeterCaro21.
Dak?
Yes, sir.
Wow, short, sweet, to the point. Yeah, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/DACFTW. Post on YouTube at the same name. A lot of variety, but lately it's honestly been pretty much all Sword Art Echoes.
Love it.
Echoes of
Hell
Vinecraft.
yes.
Been a lot of fun. This week we start Fairy Tale Watch Along on Friday. We're going through all of Fairy Tale Overtime, which will be a lot of fun. We did beat Jack 2. That is a great update I can give from the last time I was here.
I love Jack too.
Finally
Nightmare.
free of that nightmare game. We beat Daxter, and we're probably over halfway through Jack 3. So we've been killing it with some progress there. And
Damn.
we beat Fairy Tale 2. So we've been knocking out games left and right recently, and it's been a lot of fun.
Dak, do you
Hell
think
yeah, man.
Jack 3, there's too much like desert stuff?
I find it interesting. I'm in the city at the moment, but I mean
Okay.
definitely that bigger kind of section. It feels kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, like the fourth one or whatever, the third one, whatever it was, the nuts and bolts one, where you have just this big open area in your car and you're just meant to kind of go.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
I
but
remember it as a child. I
not bad.
hated it as a kid, but I don't hate it as much as I've gotten older, but yeah, I've never like been a huge fan of it.
My problem with it is it's not as bad as Jack 2 in terms of like AI or anything like that, but there's so much out there. Like I want to go out and like mess around or explore or drive, but like a lot of the cars handle like trash.
Sure.
And you have enemies. You have enemies that spawn every 5 seconds and come and shoot you because they're just raiders.
Right.
Like, let me just drive around and have a good time for a little bit. Like,
Yep.
before
Let me
you
enjoy
throw
this.
some at me.
That's
But,
fair.
you know, other than that, it's been pretty good. Definitely, I think a little bit of a step up story wise. At least.
Yeah, love
every
it.
Every time I think of deserts, I think of Uncharted 3.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, that one was the
Roaming
worst.
through the desert, and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, what are we doing?
Ugh.
Yep.
DJ, I know you got a board game prop. For those that don't know, DJ is a board game connoisseur, and what do
True.
you got going on, man?
Yeah, so Instagram, what's the DJ spinning for some fun records and music stuff. And I'm going to go your board game of the week, Flip 7.
Okay, what do you
The
do?
greatest
Hell yeah.
card game of all time.
The
Yeah,
great,
how
you're
many do you
saying
flip
that
them?
on a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, the greatest card game of all time.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm just going off the box.
Oh, okay. He got me. Flip
He did.
7.
Support
Thank you,
your
Deej.
local friendly game store.
Yes. And by the way,
Yes.
there's a lot of game stores that also have Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, so it's all
That is
it's
true.
all connected.
do.
There's actually
Yeah.
there's been multiple times where I have been streaming and talked about Dice Throne, and people in the chat are very aware of what Dice Throne is. So, yeah,
Love Dice Throne.
yeah, very cool, very cool. Nick T, what is going on in your world,
yeah.
man?
Not a whole lot. Go. You can follow me at NamelingNJ on all social media, even though I haven't posted in a while. But most of all, you can listen to my music anywhere you could stream music, no matter what streaming service you've got. You can listen to my debut record, Spellbroken by Nameling, or if you're feeling so inclined, you could go purchase it on iTunes, Amazon, or like Bandcamp. Anywhere you can purchase music, you could purchase my album, and your support would mean the world.
Listen, follow Nick T, follow Deej, follow Pete, follow Dak. Judger and Cal right now, not really doing anything in terms of like content, but you can still follow them. You
That's
never
right.
know when they might pick it back up. Huge thank you to all of these
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Huge thank you to all of you. I once again want to thank you and that one guy for just blessing the stream, blessing me today. Thank you guys so much. We will be live tomorrow with Master Duel versus Chat around 4 o'clock, and most likely Fall Guys tomorrow night. Saturday,
Hey.
Donkey Kong 64, 8-hour stream, 9 to 5. I am quote unquote looking forward to that.
No. Say that.
It's guys, it's gonna be bananas. You're gonna want to be there. It's gonna be
There you
bananas.
go.
And then
Elaine tried to rope me into playing with you, by the way.
who did?
Elaine.
Oh, Elaine's gone. She's out of
like-
her mind.
she was like-
Come on,
She's like, you gonna play co-op with Dylan on Saturday?
please,
You gonna race him?
please. Oh my god.
Great.
Oh, she's too funny.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys greatly. So we got plenty of streams coming, plenty of videos coming. Thank you so much for the amazing support. We will be right back here next week, 8 o'clock, to break down all things Digimon. This has been Talking Digimon Beatbreak Breakdown, episode 38, Wilted Rose. I feel like there was so much to talk about from this episode. We barely even talked about Rose.
R.I.P.
I mean, the fact that she got
she's wilted. There's not much else to say.
but it's
That's
crazy. I mean, we barely this episode
We
was
didn't
nuts.
talk about that or even the bounty that Kyo now has in his hand.
Right, the 50 million. Yeah, it was just a nuts
We'll
episode.
get plenty of that next week.
Yeah, no, and oh man, you can tell it's heating up. You can just tell it's heating up. It's already been great. It's heating up. Love you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Amazing day.
Take care, guys. Have a wonderful
Night.
night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.